So where last we left off, the group meets up at the arena in the center of Fort Trinity, prepared for their fight. Team fight was going to be happening. For whatever reason, I, the Dungeon Master, thought that you guys were fighting another team. So I found out then that you weren't. But, you know, your characters have no idea that happened. So your characters decide to fight a monster, going for more money rather than just the simple team versus team fight. You go to fight this monstrous beast. It is revealed to be some sort of terrifying, fiendish ape, this huge Barlgura that through the course of the fight disappears, goes invisible, summons these disgusting acidic vines, and mid-fight, joined by another beast, a minotaur. You make quick work of this. You were then offered the opportunity to go double or nothing and fight their current and returning champions, known as the Maxims, a group who works directly for the Duke, Craven Sternrider, who is the Duke over a vast majority of the land here. I believe he's the Duke of both Sunwall and Fort Trinity, so two very militaristic cities. So this is a group who works directly for him and offered the opportunity to fight them for their money, their winnings, and yours. With a lot of hemming and hawing, you do eventually decide to do it. And the fight goes really well. One of you goes down, but after that, you guys eradicate them and win your game of King of the Hill. After this, the group celebrates their victory with the crowd and returns back to their places of rest. 4 of you going back to the inn that you've been staying at, and the other 4 return to Gertrude's home. The 4 of you returning to Gertrude's home, Cephas, Edovard, Hulik, and Venora. As you're approaching, Hulik notices that the door is slightly ajar. You mention this to Edovard. Edovard runs up to the door, opens it, hearing just the whistle of a tea kettle that's been boiling for an undeterminate amount of time. And you quickly scour the house as Cephas goes in using his divine sense, looking for any sort of presence that you would not want to find there, finding nothing, until finally he finds Edovard standing over the bed with a note as he reads it. And it says,
"She's alive. Step off and she will stay that way."
The 2 of you making a pact then and there that good people don't steal old ladies. And so finding her is the utmost importance. So where we pick up, Hulik outside with Lucky. You kneel on the ground over Lucky's body as Lucky, completely unconscious, if not dead. You've now determined there is a slight pulse. And you do see this small little puddle of blood around Lucky's chest. And noticing that, you look at the front of Lucky and you see written there in blood, like a finger painting, the words, "Very close." Not carved into his chest with a knife. Did anybody else think that when I said it the first time?
When you said written in blood.
Okay. You idiot.
Yeah, I guess I'm an idiot. I thought that he said carved in.
But now that you said that, I can see why.
He told Perry, he was like, he carved into a horse's chest. And I was like, what? That's not what I did.
What?
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 So you admit.
I did do the other thing. I did write in blood. So you kneel there in the cold wind, kind of smashing into the side of the house. You hear the shutters on the windows kind of like rattling back and forth as you look at Lucky's unconscious body, and written in blood it says "very close." Kind of this strange and like kind of terrifying message. You look around. You have this sickening feeling like somebody is watching you that you cannot shake. What are you doing?
I'm gonna pick up Lucky's head a little bit because I did do medicine check and he's fine. Like
You found a
alive at
slight
least.
pulse, yeah.
I run back inside and get Cephas.
Okay. So, Venora, you were kind of standing away. You saw what he's looking at. You walk back or run back into the house. We'll get to that in just a second.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry because it's the closest thing I have to a healing spell.
Is that one action?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Shove it down his gut.
try
Bullet?
and feed like a good berry or two into his, like, have kneeling down and with the horse's head like in my lap, kind of. Then like trying to feed him a couple of good berries. See if he's like awake enough to take it.
Okay. He is not awake. He's entirely unconscious.
Or like if his body like in unconscious is enough to.
I'll say with a bit of work, you kind of mash it up and shove it in his mouth and get it to slide down his throat. And then he kind of just slowly opens up his eyes. As you do that, you hear crunch, crunch, crunch. Footsteps growing closer, directly behind you.
I'm gonna have my hand on my sword, like ready to attack, and I'm going to turn and see what's behind me.
You whip around, and you just see this strange shadow 15 feet away from you, between you and the house, looking right at you. No distinguishable features, but as if it is looking right at you.
It's not moving at all.
No. The silhouette of a man.
Who are you?
It says nothing.
I'm gonna call out Venora.
At this point, I'm assuming you're walking back out the front door. Venora comes running around the side of the house towards the backyard now with Cephas behind her, and you kind of look over at them and look back and it is gone. You see him just kind of standing there looking at you, but he looks back over
Like
as if he was looking.
sword drawn.
I scan the area. Do I see anything that would have...
Make a perception check.
Do I still have that feeling of being watched?
Make a perception check.
15.
I mean, to a certain extent, I can't control whether your character feels that way, but make a perception check. 15? You don't see anything. I mean, there's some trees occasionally between some of the buildings here and there. There's a lot of buildings pressed up against each other and surrounding you. So, like, every now and then there's like a little bit of movement that could be somebody's laundry flapping in the wind or something like that. And you feel like it's something, but other than like general being spooked because it's late at night right now.
And he looks spooked as me.
So now you have this feeling like there is something out here that I'm just not seeing. What'd you roll?
9.
9?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't sense the presence of some supernatural thing watching you necessarily, but I'm sure Kaholic feels.
Yeah.
But Cephas, you're standing there as well.
I'm gonna divine sense.
Sure. Nothing?
I don't sense nothing out here. Is Lucky up yet?
Lucky is just like awake,
Laying
but
down still.
huh?
Laying down still.
Laying down still, yeah. Lucky has 1 hit point.
I'm gonna kneel down and feed him more of the rest of the good berries.
Just gorge
that I've
him?
got. Yeah.
5 days worth of rations. No, okay. How many do you give him?
Like 5.
Okay. So Lucky kind of like shakes his head around a little bit and just looks up at the rest of you like a horse that was asleep and is not, but tired.
Gerty is gone. Gerty is gone.
I'm going to direct people's attention to the writing on our horse's chest. Yeah,
Can you talk to him?
not today. I used my last spell slot to feed him the good berries. Yeah, you weren't here.
I was. I asked if the horse was doing okay, and you're like, I get down on one knee and feed him all the rest of the good berries.
You don't cast it.
Yeah, I already cast it, so
Oh, okay.
I can't uncast it.
That's fine.
Podcast it. Take it back.
And after I show you guys it,
We should.
yeah. And when I kneeled down to the horse and smashed up and fed a good berry to him, there was a shadowy figure that was watching me. It didn't respond when I called out to it.
What time is it right now?
Like 9 p.m. probably. It's well past sunset.
Did it look like
Into the
Scarf
night.
Guy, or just like did it get any features?
There was no discernible features about it.
like Wraith, like the smoke thing that we fought, or like just a dude
Not
in
like
the dark?
that, right? It was more like a silhouette.
It was
of
like
shadow.
a shadow that would be against a wall, but it was not up against a wall.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't move to like look around it, but it was almost as if it was two-dimensional.
We should get inside and talk to Edovard, see and see what we're going to do.
Okay.
Maybe we can find somebody else who can speak to Lucky. Time is of the essence. We didn't meet new friends today.
I'm gonna clean off Lucky's chest from the blood and probably his side, because he was like in a pool,
There was
like
just
at his chest.
Yeah.
There was that pool.
I go back inside. Go find
Okay.
Edovard. It's just
So relatively nearby, you find from where it had rained recently or something like that.
Like a
behind her
bucket.
house, there's like a bucket that has a little bit of water in it,
Yeah.
and you're able to
Just
clean them off for the most part. There's still a little bit of red stain there, but you clean the words off.
try to.
I'm headed back inside to see
Okay.
if I can help Edovard look for or see what happened to Gerty.
Okay, Edovard, what are you doing?
Edovard still has the note in his hand, and he's just kind of staring blankly at the wall, but his eyes are rapidly moving from left to right.
Are you still in her bedroom?
I am, yeah.
I see you like totally spaced out. I just gently put my hand on your shoulder. What are we going to do?
Do you have any magic left?
What kind?
Detecting magic.
No detecting magic. I don't have, but maybe Lumen.
I immediately tell Soap to fly to the hotel and get Lumen.
While they're having that interaction, and like once I finish cleaning off
Could
Lucky,
you bring Hulk here, please?
I was going to leave Vif guarding Lucky and go inside and see what's going on inside.
Don't touch anything.
I'm gonna walk towards where he said he saw the shadow.
Okay.
Just want to walk that direction for a little bit.
So where he was standing, about like 25 feet away from the house where Lucky was, it was 15 feet away from. So it's like between where Lucky is and the house itself. You just stand where he said he saw it.
Yeah, and see if I can see footprints or anything like
Make
that.
an investigation check.
Good at that.
No footprints. Not right there. At least you see some nearby, but you're fairly certain they're probably Holics.
What do you have there?
It's a note. Tells us to stay off, and she'll be fine. Venora, you have some magic?
Yes, I can cast a little.
Could you empower me in any way? I know Lumen can.
I can bless you. I don't have guidance. I can't guidance.
Could you leave for a moment?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you help me? No? Could you leave?
Did you get out there?
I need you to help me scour.
Do you shut the door behind you?
Don't touch the door.
No.
Okay.
Let's go stand out with Cephas.
I need you to help me scour every inch of every room to find anything. We can't really think about anything until we've found anything.
Okay.
I'm just going to go to each room, investigating, looking for
And I'll.
Any clue?
anything, a footprint. What drawers are open?
So I'm helping him. I've got proficiency in it.
Okay.
If that matters.
So before you do that, the four of you who are staying in that inn, you return for the night after some hard-won battles. You are welcomed by the staff who, upon your arrival, I hear that the four of you won. And your duel earlier today went incredibly, did it not?
Oh, yes. That's kind of my team. It was. Yes, it went very well.
Well, I can tell that the four of you are exhausted. I heard of your victory, and I already had my staff prepare baths for you upstairs. Nice hot water ready to go, as well as a good warm meal waiting for you in your room, complimentary of us.
Bless you. Bless you.
For the four of you. So, enjoy your night. If you need anything, I'll be here on staff all night.
You have my gratitude. Thank you so much for your stay.
Of course.
Thank you for letting us stay. It's been a very long day.
Yeah, of course. I have a good one. And he goes back to helping somebody else. The four of you go up to your rooms, where you find baths that have been carried into your rooms, like ready to go, filled with hot water. I mean, you paid close to a premium. This is one of the nicer establishments in town, so a lot of this stuff these are things you're not used to, but you kind of start like, oh, I guess this is the more expensive hotel in the area. But there's one for each of you in each of your rooms. So Clonus and Lumen, you've each got one in there, and Ghibli and Titus, you've each got a bath ready and drawn. Turtle soup. Turtle soup.
As I take out my bladed gauntlets and my big shogun helmet, I then go to the bathtub.
Nice. When you said bladed gauntlets, I was like, we didn't talk about those. Cool. So you guys begin the process of relaxing after a long day, removing some of your armor, cleaning up, and through the window, Lumen. Actually, I would imagine, is the window open?
I'm on the second story, right?
Yeah.
He might let the moths in.
So,
Yeah.
through the window, you hear slightly in the distance, and then soap lands on the edge of the window, kind of like cleaning himself. Looks up at you.
So, jumps in the air and does a spin and lands.
He jumps in the air, spins in the air, and then lands, perched on the edge of the window, no less. Then he kind of shakes his tail feathers a little bit.
Would you like a bath?
He jumps over towards you, shaking his head.
Where's Edovard?
Puts both of his wings up into the air. Starts to fly backwards.
Soap rams into the window.
The open window?
Oh, it's open.
That's how he
I
got
thought he
in.
said no. Oh, he's in. I thought he was outside looking outside.
No, it's a...
Well, he actually just starts throwing himself against the window. Yeah.
That's open. So like the window that
Yeah, he's
opens
just boom.
Am I sharing room? Or am I
with
sharing
Clonus.
room? Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Clonus is like in the bath, scrubbing himself. Ew.
Clonus actually was right in this book.
Yeah.
In the bath.
In the bath.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a waterproof book.
What's going on out there, Lumen?
I think his bird wants me to go somewhere with him.
Soap. My friend, you have the weirdest voice to your name.
What do you think it need? Where's Edovard?
Just a solid patch of feathers falls out of the side of Soap. There's a little clump of flesh at the end of it, and he looks up. You made him this way, man. And he jumps around, looks at you. Yeah, and then flies up into the air and rams himself into the windowsill again.
I'm gonna go follow him.
Is Edovard and the others in trouble? If yes, squawk once. If no, squawk twice.
Are you looking through Edovard's or his eyes?
I think he's a bit out of my range.
Yeah.
To activate the ability.
So then Soap Soap isn't unintelligent, right? Or is he as intelligent as a bird?
As intelligent. No, he's more intelligent than that. His score doesn't change, actually, so I shouldn't say that. I just don't remember if he can understand others as well as myself, or just myself, so I'll double check.
Okay.
But, and I mean this totally honestly, he would probably only squawk once, because he doesn't usually squawk twice.
So, no, that is true. He looks up at you, and there's a long period of time where he just hasn't squawked for a little bit, and then he looks at you and does go, and it's just silent for 45 seconds, and then goes.
This is a slow listener.
Okay.
Little Timmy fell down the well? You came over here to go get Father Dave? All right, show me the way.
Smacks into the window.
Just smacks himself
the open
out.
window, can't find the way out.
Titus and Ghibli just in the back.
Finally does a point of damage.
Won
Separate
all this
paths.
money. How much was it again? My face.
Underneath the bathwater.
That's how they make bubbles in the bathtub.
How much was it again?
Lumen.
You're being sincere?
Yeah.
I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
To be honest, I never checked the voucher.
Lumen.
It wasn't much. It was like 20 or something.
20 each, right?
20
Yeah, I think it's
I just think about it.
Lumen.
Yeah.
Lumen, I think we should go find Edovard and see what's going on. Do you think we should grab Ghibli and Titus? I don't know what's going on.
At most, we should tell him.
Okay. I'm gonna go run out of our room. Mm-hmm.
You should get dressed first.
Oh shoot.
Just naked.
I'm not naked.
Naked Clonus with his giant book.
Clonus just has his undergown on that he wears underneath the armor. He's very sweaty. He grabs and puts on his armor and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You go grab them while I don this, because it's gonna take me a couple minutes.
Okay.
So you run over to just across the hall. You see, the room that Ghibli and Titus are staying in. Door shut. I mean, you can do whatever.
I bust right open.
All right. The door opens. You see Lumen standing there. Both of you in separate baths.
Titus
but
out
still.
of his shell.
Mr. Krabs.
It's hanging on the wall like a robe.
You just see this pink fleshy. It's just
You know, I've always wondered, Titus, if you could take it off or not. I'm glad you.
You definitely can't. You definitely can't. The two of you are just sitting there, and you see Lumen open the door.
Before you say anything, Lumen, you are the absolute worst when it comes to privacy and
You're just the absolute worst.
You are the absolute.
Before you say anything, you're the worst.
Okay, with that out of the way, what can we do for you?
I'm sorry. You should lock the door.
We did.
Lumen, did you get them?
Not yet. Soap is at the window.
And
I don't know. I don't speak soap.
Also in my bath.
Like you can tell that you threw the soap out the window. I threw soap.
Soap, the bird. Edovard's book. He's trying to tell me something. He's dying.
Does that mean we have to leave? You know how long it takes water to drain out of my shell?
And it takes a couple of minutes for me to put them on. You know what? We'll be.
You guys can stay or relax, but
No, we'll go, but people are going to be able to track where I am. I'm going to rip the whole way over there.
I really like where I'm at right now. It's so comfortable. We'll be out in a couple of minutes. Also, you're paying for damages for the door.
We should bury you at the beach.
Guidance.
Slowly shut the door. Carefully.
Okay. Did you cast guidance on the door?
On the door, yeah.
Did we get the equivalence of a short rest at all?
You've been here for like
10, 5 minutes.
barely 10 minutes. So no.
How long is the walk back from
From the hotel to you?
the hotel?
It was like
The hotel?
Yeah.
So how long would it take them to get to you?
No, for me to get to Gertie's house from the Coliseum.
From the Coliseum? It was like 25 minutes.
Got it. So short rest.
No.
Okay.
so.
They were just about maybe 15 minutes away from the hotel. The hotel?
The hotel.
The hotel.
Clonus is once Clonus grabs his gear, he's gonna walk out and find Lubin.
Okay.
Lubin, let's go. We gotta go. This just feels weird. I don't know. And we're gonna.
Soap is just with you.
Yeah, and I kind of have like soap in my hand, and I like poke him, and I put like I lay on hands on him, boop, see if it does anything.
He just kind of like and like shakes around a little bit.
You, my friend, are a strange, sad little creature, and I don't know what to do with you. Let's go.
He flies forward ahead of you and just kind of perches on something, and then when you start walking forward and you reach about where he's at, he'll like fly like 10 feet ahead of you again.
I literally follow him like a waypoint finder in like a brand
it's like
new
a video game.
You're like this. Where do I go from here? Oh look, there it is.
It's too
Wiggle,
fast
wiggle,
for you
wiggle,
to
wiggle,
walk, but too slow for you to dash the whole way.
Yeah.
So you have to keep.
He's like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle over to the point.
It's a follow
That's the
mission in
worst.
Skyrim.
Yeah, it's the boring one.
The one that's in Dawnguard is the worst one. All right.
Yeah. Having to go the entire path.
Yeah.
So we follow him.
Okay. You just leave Ghibli and Titus?
Yep.
Okay.
I let them know, but
Yeah.
They said.
Do you guys just after you're ready to go also go over there?
Yeah.
Because you've all been
okay.
to the house, so. So you
Clonus
guys
didn't realize.
about 5 minutes ahead or so, and then
Clonus didn't realize that they were going to be coming, so he just left.
that's fine.
So
Okay. Since you guys are all now on your way, Edovard, you were saying you're investigating the house.
That's right.
So this will probably take up the time it takes for them to get there.
Yep.
With advantage because he's helping.
Yep.
So which room are you investigating first? The bedroom?
Gertie's room.
Gertie's room.
See if.
If I remember
see.
correctly, her room was relatively untouched, right?
The bed was still made.
19.
Okay. Looking around the room, you notice this room has no windows, but her bed, like I had mentioned, is still made immaculately. You notice fairly exceptionally immaculately, actually. So either she went out of her way to make it really, really nicely, or for whatever reason, whoever broke into the house also went out of their way to make it very nicely. Do you want to shovel it?
Under the pillows, under the blankets. Lift the mattress.
Moving the pillows to the side, there's two of them. What did you roll?
19.
You move the pillows to the side, nothing. You move the blankets that are like tucked in really nicely, move them back, and you do notice, like right where her neck would meet the pillow, you see the slightest little pinprick of blood. Just like where
Dried?
you like run your finger across it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not like dried and crusted.
Yeah.
It's also not super dark either. It's dark, obviously,
Blood tends to be. Okay.
But it's not like an old stain.
doesn't seem like it.
Also, Gertie doesn't tend to just bleed a drop of blood
Out of her ear.
Out of her ear. That's reassuring. I doubt it was an extremely violent altercation then. Probably put to sleep by magical or mundane means.
Okay.
Anything else in the room?
In this room, you notice that the two pairs of shoes that she owns are both still underneath the bed. Nothing else of interest?
Next room, since there's only 3, including a closet, right?
Yeah.
You go into
New roll?
the open room?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Jeez. 22.
Has anybody moved the tea kettle off of the fire?
I would have told someone not to. Unless...
So it's still it's like petering out at this point. But it's just this kind of low whistle left. There's
running
just
at
a little bit of water left. She doesn't have like a stove, obviously, but it's just sitting over the fire. That she has this little fireplace in the corner of the room that kind of has a portion of it that kind of comes out from underneath the chimney, you know, and so that you can kind of put some coals there and put something over it with like a little spit.
So it's running out of steam, you might say.
Leave. Look.
I heard you start that earlier, so I just kept talking.
Yeah, I can tell.
noticed. I noticed.
Oh, you noticed and still did it, huh?
Yeah.
But the kettle,
Yeah.
with just the slightest bit of water left in it,
Can you lift the lid off of it?
yeah.
Can you see where there's a water line that's boiled down? And depending on the material.
Yeah, you see a water line from where it's boiled down. It was like half full.
Oh, look, will you go fetch some water and fill it to the water line?
Sure.
Thank you.
Right now it's got just like a few teaspoons worth of water left. It kind of switches around in there.
And
when
it's
he
a
picks
wood
it up.
stove?
It's not a wood stove. It's like a fireplace. So you know that's kind of in the side of the wall, but it has a portion of it with like stone bricks that comes out about 2 feet and makes like this U shape. So that is all still contained. But if you were to like start burning a fire, you could bring some of those coals forward and put something over it with that little metal bracket.
I'm going to try and maintain the same level of fire. So if it starts to die down, I'll just add a few more sticks.
I mean, the fire is basically just right now, just like very, very light coals.
Yeah.
So you kind of bring it back up a little bit.
Just a bit. No more than Gerty ever normally makes.
Okay, sure. You go grab some water, bring it back in, you put it over it, and are you just going to wait while it boils?
Oh, look, if you would watch the water boil.
You don't have to watch it necessarily. You can continue your investigation.
I want to know
around the
how
room.
long passed since she set the kettle down.
Yeah.
On the kettle.
Yeah.
Because I doubt the
you can
intruder.
continue your investigation, and once it starts boiling, come back to it, because it'll take some time for that water to boil down. Okay. Continuing around the room, you see her pots and pans where they should be, just like 3 of them. Her small little food storage crates and stuff that she stores some stuff in, and then that couch that's in the center of it. The couch is a few of the pillows seem to have been moved slightly. From what you remember them being like, they could be because she moved them while she was walking around. But with the 22, you do notice at the immediate like doorway where you walked in, there is a kind of muddy footprint. Looks too small to be Cephas, certainly. Could be Holik, Venora, or you. But you just notice it.
The heel and the toe end, is there a separation? So there's a lift at the heel and then the toe end comes down?
There is.
Or take a look at Holik's boots.
Yours, I would imagine you probably don't have that. Yours are meant for
It's usually
being
something
out in the wilderness.
It's for style.
Venora's might. Do you have like wilderness boots, or do you have some with a heel? A distinct heel versus the front?
I think they're flat.
They're flats? Okay.
Mine are flat. They're crummy.
Yeah. Okay. So then it is distinctly different from anybody's, and it's too small to be Cephas's.
Jot down in my notebook.
Okay.
He has small feet.
Cephas has like
He's almost
he has
8 feet
flat-
tall, but he has like size 6 shoes.
Goliaths actually wrap their feet.
Tradition.
Poor baby Cephas.
My feet hurt, Mom.
Well, that's too bad.
Unwrapped Cephas.
Like mother, like son voice.
That's his mom.
So you just kind of jot down what about it? Just what it looked like?
What it looks like, and then I make a rough sketch. Same thing I did with the horseshoe.
It's very faint. It's just this light,
Yeah.
almost like dust. I will say you notice the interesting thing about it is the kind of grime that's left there that makes up the print. It is just this light brownish red color, whereas,
like clay.
almost like clay.
I tear out a page of my notebook, and then the next page that's there, I halfway up take some tack and put that page on, and hopefully that should be enough to capture the dimensions of the foot. Okay. And then I can fold that page back down once the drawing is complete. Shut the book. So I have rough dimensions, unless he's got like,
Cephas size feet, which he does.
He's probably got like the equivalent of for us of like a size 8 or 9. Actually, probably like a size 9.
then the closet.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
He's right in there.
Yeah. 15.
You get stabbed. Looking throughout the closet, I mean, you don't notice anything that is out of the ordinary from what you would expect. It seems as though he didn't. If he did go in here, it was probably just to open the door and see if there was anyone here. But more than likely, he didn't even open this door. He went right where he needed.
I will return to her bedroom, open top drawer, and just take one of her handkerchiefs.
Okay.
And then I wait for Lumen.
Okay. While you do, the water does come to boil eventually. It will not boil until it reaches that bottom portion yet. But while it's just sitting there, you're watching it as it's just whistling, screaming. You can actually take the little end thing off if you want so that it doesn't do that. But, unless you don't want to tamper with it.
I wouldn't.
Will that change the... It might.
Edovard's not certain, so he
Okay,
would
so
leave
you're
it
just
exactly
waiting
as
as
he
this
found it.
tea kettle is just screaming.
And I relieve you. You don't have to watch it boil anymore.
Okay.
Okay. So while Edovard sits there with a screaming tea kettle, Lumen and Clonus, you guys walk up to Gertrude's house. You see the door is shut, but you get about 30 feet away and you can hear this tea kettle just screaming inside.
I do want to whisper to Edovard, like before the whole party arrives.
Okay.
The stranger that I saw, he looked like Shadow. So, he could be watching us.
Do you see the shadow in here?
I mean, it might just be blending in. I'm going to look for any odd shadows.
Sure. Roll a perception check. The room is only lit by the dim fire burning.
Yeah. 14.
I would help him look for shadows.
Okay.
Oh,
Much
25.
You're fairly confident what you saw out there is not in here.
Okay. But,
And if it is invisible.
yeah, we should just be aware that we could be being watched by whatever that was.
I'm hoping to eliminate that once Lumen gets here.
Okay.
I think he can
Okay.
divine magic.
We still outside?
That's up to you. Cephas and Venora, you guys with the horse, or you guys back inside?
Oh, I would still be outside because
I'm outside.
Oh, Edward had asked you
When
to
we
leave.
had finished, because I would have said that to him at some point. When he relieves me, I would have gone outside and been like, we looked through the place. All we found was a speck of blood, and we're testing how long the tea kettle has been boiling.
Okay. Does Edovard want to still stay out?
He's kind of just like zoning out, watching the kettle boil. But yeah, we've went over the entire place 4 times. So
Just nothing. Just the blood.
just
A little bit.
spot of blood where her neck would have been in her bed, and there was a very light footprint at the door in mud.
Okay.
Is there a lot of other areas around this house that we're at?
It is in kind of the slums. I mean, not the worst of the worst in the city, but it is lower of the middle class, kind of. And so a lot of the homes are kind of disjointed, and like you can see where the homes were built to be nice and spaced apart, and then they needed to meet population, and so they built a bunch more, kind of cramming them in there. So it's got a lot of these strange, different shaped homes all crammed in. So there are 2 neighboring homes, almost right up against it. You can sneak between Gertrude's home and the home to the left of it, but it's like a 4-foot little area that you kind of have to squeeze through and get back there. Like that, to get Lucky back there, you kind of had to carefully squeeze Lucky back there. And then on the right side of Gertrude's home, there is a house that is like within inches, but right against it.
I want to go to the knock on the door of the houses, and I want to talk to see if I can get a hold of the owners.
Okay. As you open the front,
Same.
or you're outside, so you walk out. The 2 of you walk out from behind the home, and you see Clonus and Lumen walking up to the house when you guys walk out there. What are you guys doing?
I'll tell Lumen and that
You see Soap. Soap is just kind of perched on the front of the house.
Gertie's been kidnapped.
What?
And Edovard's really messed up about it right now. He's asking for you, Lumen, to... Do you have any guidance or anything you can go give him?
I can try.
Okay. He's asked us to stay out here, so I don't know if you want to... You can go... If you have anything you could possibly offer him.
Don't think I can offer anything.
But,
Just Lumen.
yeah.
Edovard needs you. Time is of the essence. We're going to talk to the neighbors.
I like that idea.
All right, so the 3 of you go to the house on the left first, or the one on the right?
Either
One's
have
butted up
lights.
against the house, huh?
Do any of them have lights on?
The one on the left, you can see kind of a little bit of a flickering of like maybe candlelight or something in the window that's in that alleyway between the houses.
That one
You don't see any lights on the other one? Okay. While Lumen, you go inside the house? Okay. The 3 of you walk over to that house. I'm assuming one of you just knocks on the door?
Yeah.
Usually.
Oh, yeah. It's fairly late at night. After a few minutes, you hear some shuffling.
I have a silver ready, by the way.
Okay.
Silver dagger.
Well, if it's a werewolf,
Silver dagger. Piece of silver.
you just pressed up against their foreheads. You hear some shuffling on the other side, and the door kind of slowly opens, and only about like 4 inches, just enough that somebody can see through, and you see 2 steely blue eyes kind of looking through, and hello?
Yes, hello, sir. Sorry. I know it's late, but my friend, she's gone missing, and I need some information. Silver for your time.
I hold up the silver.
The door kind of opens up just enough to where he's kind of like holding it with his shoulder, but he's halfway in the doorway looking up at you. You see a middle-aged halfling man looking up at you, so very, very small compared to your looming figure. And he looks up at you, and you see just these large mutton chops that go down to the edges of his chin, and he looks up, and your friend was kidnapped? Who is your friend?
Gerty. You know of Gerty, your neighbor?
Oh. Yeah, of course I know her well.
Have you seen anybody nearby lately? Had a real big horse, black horse. Very strong.
And what the rider look like? Black cloaked, right?
Black cloak, red scarf, blood red scarf.
And a man with a black cloak and a red scarf. Usually I think
Or
would
just
He was
anybody
hooded, yeah.
weird around.
or anyone strange.
Past couple days I've seen a small group, or a group of people to and from her house. I think the 3 of you were amongst it, right? That's the strangest thing I've seen at Gertie's house for years.
Nothing over the last few hours.
No,
He was gone.
I was at the arena all day watching games, and
Yeah.
I've only just got home within the last hour or so, and I was headed to bed. I wish I had some information for you, but I don't. If I see anything, though, I'll be sure to let you know.
Do you know anybody in the neighborhood that's particularly nosy that might keeps an eye out on things?
That is a good question. You know, across the street, probably the only time that I've ever considered this person in a good light. Just across the street and about 3 houses up the road, and he points to a house, and you see it's a little bit nicer than the houses around it. It seems like it's kept clean in the front more, and it has on the right side this, like, not a tower, but where each of these is 2 stories, this one has like a little circular room kind of that goes up to a 3rd story almost. Like you could go in it and go up to this little perch on the top. And he points that one out and he goes, the old bat that lives there has lived there longer than I think most of these houses have been around. She's not particularly nice. Good luck speaking with her, but she's got, like, I think no family, nobody to ever talk to, and so the most she does for entertainment is watch the rest of us. We get regular letters from her if we leave something in the road or in front of our house for too long, so...
What's her name?
You know, I honestly don't know what her real name is.
Carinda?
Most of us don't have very nice words about her. So many of us don't use her real name.
Miss. Ma'am? Madam?
Sir, thank you for your time. I'm Cephas. May Almighty bless you. For your time.
I'll hand him the silver.
He takes the silver. Thank you. I appreciate this. Will actually go a very long way. I wish I had had some actual information to have deserved this, but...
You've given us something we can use.
And if you do find her or find out anything or whatever the end result is, I'd love to know. I'd
Definitely.
love to do what I can. My name is Joseph, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Joseph. We will definitely keep you updated if we find anybody.
Thank you.
And is Karen's house, like, we can see?
Oh, that's
can
why you
definitely-
said Carinda. I was like, what is Carinda?
It's definitely Carinda.
She can definitely see Gerty's house
From where you're standing, yeah. I mean, the road starts to kind of turn at that point too. So her house is almost slightly facing these houses a little bit, not entirely, but it's like
angled.
starts to wind a little bit to the right. So from being across the street, it's kind of got a pretty clear view, and you see 2 windows on the 2nd story and a window on that little perch thing I was talking about, or that, like, the top of that little 3rd story tower that is facing this direction, down the street.
Does she have any lights on?
You see
Head over there anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see the top of that little, like, 3rd story tower thing. There is, like, a candlelight flickering. Okay.
Go there and knock on her door.
Cephas romancer.
Hello.
All right, so the 3 of you walk over to that side
Must be doing something.
and knock on the door. We're going to switch back over to Lumen and Edovard real quick. Edovard, you sit there while this thing is just whistling away. The door opens, you turn, you see Lumen walk through.
I keep looking at the kettle. I'm just
Okay.
in my own world.
Lumen, you see Edovard just staring off at this kettle that is just screaming. She had a magically enchanted kettle, so it actually screams like a warrior.
Like a man.
It sounds just like your scream in On Round.
Yeah.
Edovard.
Yes. Lumen, can you detect magic?
Again.
I would greatly appreciate it. If you would walk with me through each of the rooms and just look for anything.
I sure can.
Thank you.
What are you doing? I'm sorry.
I'm just asking him to detect magic and walk through each of the rooms.
Sure.
Pick up any.
You're doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you cast it or do you ritually cast it?
I think I can use that magnifying glass, can't I?
Yes.
The magnifying glass lets you cast Identify, I thought.
Oh, identify, yes.
So what the magnifying glass does is if you're ever trying to make an Arcana check on something to try and understand the magical properties of it, which is like not casting Identify, but you're trying to understand maybe what it does, it gives you advantage on that. And you can also just cast Identify for free once a day with it.
Okay.
Identify.
As much as I want to see Lumen like using a tiny magnifying glass over the entire house.
I'll still have that up. Just
Sure.
for fun.
Yeah.
And then I'll cast guidance.
Oh, thank you.
And then I'll do 10 minutes of detect magic.
So ritual cast.
Yeah, ritual.
Okay, so you start the
Or
ritual
11,
cast to
I
detect
guess.
magic. All right, so back over to the others then. While the three of you walk up to this house, you see at the top of it, there's this little candlelight flickering at the top of that third story. Knocking on the door, some time goes by, like almost a couple minutes, before finally...
While we're standing there, I tell
Yeah.
Cephas, don't describe the red scarf guy. I don't want to give her any ideas of who we're looking for, or she might just play into it.
Just open it, dude. For the audio listener.
It was me.
You knock on the door. After a couple minutes, finally, there's some shuffling behind it, and the door just... the door slightly opens and then hits this little chain, like one of those little chain things that's holding it barely open, and you just see his slightly furred, wrinkly face looking out the doorway.
My dear lady, I was hoping we could get a word with you. I'm so sorry it's late, but your neighbor said that you might be able to help us. He spoke fondly of you.
It's atrociously late.
I know, I'm sorry. But time is of the essence. Our neighbor is in trouble. Your neighbor, our friend.
Which one of them?
Gerty.
Roll a persuasion check.
16.
Hey, that's not...
I rather like Gerty. The door shuts. So that the chain can get up.
I like her.
And then you hear... The door opens up. And you see... I rather liked Gertie.
She was a bit weak.
You see, standing behind the door, this Furbolg woman, tall but hunched over. She's very thin. These long, kind of furry ears, like flappy ears that kind of hang over her face slightly, that kind of cover up most of her cheeks. But she looks up at you with these big brown eyes. Long, wispy gray hair, and she's wearing like a pretty like thick, like a robe, but it's got like a fur lining on the inside. So she's probably very, very warm right now. And she's got that wrapped around her, and then this little cane that she's walking with. And immediately looking at the inside of the house, it's mostly dark in here, but you see she's holding a little oil lantern thing. Actually, it'd be a little candle holder. This house looks, for the area, like it's one of the oldest houses here, and so it's also been kept very nice. It's like a small little mansion, very small, but like everything is very expensive looking. It's very well crafted. The crown molding and everything. It's beautiful. As she slowly shuffles back into the house, and she kind of waves her hand behind her to have you follow her.
Okay.
Nice. Let's go.
So the three of you go in.
Yes.
Okay. As you walk in,
I make sure to like wipe my feet off before I walk in.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Clean the boots.
Shutting the door behind you, you see she's already in the next room. You join her in there in this small little kitchenette where there is a wood stove on one side. You see a small little table for maybe 3 people. She only has the one chair. And she sits in it, and she just kind of is turned slightly away from you as you guys walk into the room. And as you're walking up towards her, she just... What trouble did Gertie find herself in?
My lady, we're not entirely sure. She's gone missing. Kidnapped with a note. And it would have happened maybe within the last 5 hours when we was at the games.
Oh, the games. So loud they are.
But I've heard you're very perceptive. That you see what other people don't. We was hoping you saw something.
Roll a charisma check. See how much you can butter her up with that one.
18. A check.
Just charisma, yeah.
18. Oh wait.
No, you got a
Modifier,
plus.
So 20.
Okay.
Nice.
She kind of, you do see in the like flickering candlelight just this little smirk on her face. I have quite the vantage point. I do see a lot. If there weren't so many unfortunately interesting things going on in our neighborhood the way it's gone, then I wouldn't have much to look at, I guess, but used to be so quiet around here, and now they've put in so many houses, they've squeezed them in old yards, and all those dwarves and elves showed up too about 75 years ago, and they all needed a place to stay.
How long have you lived here?
204 years.
How long do furbolgs live?
Can I make a check?
Sure.
To look at the stonework and see like
In her house?
yeah, to see like the house and like see if it was artisan built and if I could like figure out anything about it.
Sure. Make an intelligence check with advantage.
Aren't you a dwarf?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like,
I
I try to kind of shift in front of him a little bit when she
Okay.
says that.
So what check with advantage?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Dang it. 17.
You just want to see if like if it looks like the house is made.
So
I mean, you do immediately when you were walking in here, you notice that like it's
hewn stone.
so there are like the walls are nice. Yeah, so you do get this. When you first walked in, you noticed that at least it appeared to be very nice and fancy. I will say with that, you spend some time kind of like while they're talking, creeping over to one of the walls and just kind of like lightly tapping on some of the stone brick that the home is made of and scraping at it a little bit. It doesn't seem to be a facade, like on the outside of like cheap anything, and then they just like plastered like nice looking planks of wood or something. Like it is a stone brick house, well made. It was made quite some time ago because you can see the age in it, but it's been regularly cleaned and kept up. You see like most of that like crown molding and stuff is made of some of it like carved out of the stone that was just put there for the walls itself rather than anything being placed on top of it. You don't see, it doesn't seem like it's of dwarven make though, if that's what you're looking for.
No, I wasn't looking for dwarven.
Okay. But it seems to be well made. Like at the time it was made, probably was the nicest house on the block, cost quite a bit of money to put here. A lot of attention to detail was put in. Doesn't look like this detail has been put in after the fact. It looks like it's been here since it was built. And I will say you do gather that this house is probably over 200 years old. As she's saying, she's lived here for about 204 years too.
Excuse me. Did you have this house built yourself? Like, did you ask for it built, or did you come upon it and buy it?
My husband and I made a fortune in Marenthal, and we moved here, and we paid a premium to have it built for us in what was promised to us to be a new and refreshing, exciting new neighborhood in the city.
I must say the stonework is exquisite, and I can see that it's been well kept over the years. The age shows, but the artisans you paid must have been experts.
You have a good eye. They were the best in their field at the time when we hired them. It pleases me to know that you can still see their handiwork.
Absolutely. It is, it's clear as day if you just take a moment to look at it and just feel it.
Not
feel the
many
light.
of your generation take that long to stop and look at anything.
Oh, the history has so much to tell us.
That it does.
The information you can read just by looking at the stonework can say that the artisans here were great at their trade, but they also were building a masterpiece for its time.
You have a good eye. I did notice something strange today. I rather like Gertrude. She is odd on her own, but she's very, very simple. And she has lived here her entire life. I was sad to see her husband go and leave her alone. The day he died was a very sad day, and it was one of very few funerals I did actually attend. What was his name? Oh, Edward. He was a good man. He came into a fair amount of money, and she just kind of like rambles off about something entirely unrelated, right? Just talking about her former husband, how he was wealthy, a nice man, how if Gertrude hadn't married him, she might have swooped him up after her husband died.
What did he look like?
You ask her? Mm-hmm. He was rather dashing. As I said, I would have swept him up myself had Gertrude not found him. He, tall, fair skin,
Bandaged?
No, see.
bandaged? No, certainly not bandaged. He had, sometimes it seemed dirty blonde, sometimes it seemed like a light chestnut color hair. He had very beautiful eyes. He was strong, but he had a kind of sultry voice, one that from years as a sailor, and rumors around town were that he was a pirate.
About how long ago did he pass?
Oh, let's see. What year is it now? He passed. Must be 12 years ago, I think it now.
Okay. I think. Sorry, we're getting, I think, a little off subject. Did you see? You said you may have saw something?
I did. I'm sorry, I did. Today I've seen a lot of you come and go from her house the past few days, and that was strange because obviously since her husband died, she rarely sees visitors. There's one visitor that I've seen from time to time for the past year or so, but I was trying to relax and ignore the sounds of the arena because it carries all the way to here, and I was also considering how terrible tomorrow's going to be when the chariot races come tearing through and just destroy our road. But I was in my library, and I was looking over the street as I tend to do, and I was watching some of the children next door play, and as their mother called them in because it was getting dark, I did see two men. I presume to be men. They were fairly broad-shouldered. Were walking up the road. And they made an effort to look around and as if they were making sure no one was watching, and I guess little did they know I was very interested now, and one of them took the alley back behind Gertrude's house, and the other The other only knocked on her front door. But then he walked away.
How long ago was that?
Let's see. So the time that you guys have spent since finding her, we'll say it's been about 25 minutes. They're since finding her gone. So she says, well, would have been about not quite 2 hours ago, almost 2 hours. It was just as sun was setting.
Did you see the men leave?
So, yes, I saw one of them walk to the front door, and I thought maybe he knocked, but then he just, if he had done something, like broken into the home, I would have alerted somebody. He didn't, though. I saw the one walk around, but, see, some of you all here the past few days, I thought maybe it was two of you, but in the back of my mind, I thought maybe it wasn't, so I did keep watching. Well, I usually watch anyway, but I didn't think anything of one of you walking back there, because I had seen you stash your horse back there, and but one of them just turned and walked away, and I thought that was odd, but he walked, he continued walking up the road until he was out of my sight. He went around the road, around the corner of the road. But the one who walked to the back, I didn't think anything of it, but I didn't ever see him come back out.
Is there any other way out that way?
I mean, behind her house, there's like a small little patch of grass and a little bit of a stone area, but it's like a 10 foot by 10 foot space. Mm-hmm. And then,
Walls on all sides.
Well, there's another house butted up against it on one side that kind of blocks it off. And then no fence, and then there's a house behind her for the other street that kind of blocks it off. And then, like, because everything's so close and compact back there, really the only way in and out, unless you, like, climbed up one of the houses, which could be done, like, there's some stuff there that you could climb up, there isn't any other way out.
So if he walked back that alley, he had to come out that way.
Yeah.
Unless he
flew
with Gerty on his back.
Did he have any, like, descriptive features, or? Both
of them were wearing cloaks, but one of them had his hood down, and that was the one who approached the front door. The one who approached the front door had fairly long, ragged black hair and a scruffy black beard with little bits of, like he had two streaks of gray in it on either side.
You missed part of the description of the house. Is there a back door to the house that goes to the yard?
To Gertrude's house?
Yeah.
I had already established earlier that there was not. The only way to the backyard is out the front, and you walk around that little alley.
The only way in the house is the front door, then?
Yeah. Or the window that's on the side of the house.
Okay.
Or it's the side of the front, to the side of the front door, because it wouldn't be on the side since that's right up against another home. There is a window on the back, like that looks out over the backyard, and that's just at the part where her bedroom is kind of like to the back left of the house, and part of the main room does kind of overlook the backyard a little bit, and that's where a window is as well.
A window that opens?
Yes. You've seen her open it before. Edovard has, at least.
Byron doesn't have the information that Byron wants.
Byron has no information.
I will say, I did see later that night, or later this night, I should say, people walking up and down the street again, but at that point it was very dark. So...
Was that around the time the games have ended? People coming home? Or before that?
It was about 15 minutes after I saw those men. So the games had yet to end. But I did see people walking up and down the road again, and that was when I had more gone to my reading, since I can't really see much out there without there are no street lights.
And these men were not familiar to you then?
Certainly not, no. At first glance, I thought that maybe they were because the 8 of you are not very familiar to me, so I thought that they were 2 of your group, but upon further reflection, I obviously now know that they were not. But it did seem odd to me that one of them went back there, And then I just continued my watching, assuming it was somebody in your group, and he never came back. And one of them, the oddest thing was that one of them just knocked on the front door and then walked away and never came back, as far as I was aware. But it was certainly odd, and the one who had his hood up was the one that went to the back door. Not back door, to the backyard, excuse me.
Anything else interesting or weird around that?
Was he wearing a red scarf, the one with the hood?
Not that I saw.
Okay. Oh, can't think of anything else to ask, but thank you so much for...
What was your name, my lady?
Linda.
Linda. You have been so kind. Is there anything we can do for you?
Why would somebody take Gertrude?
That's a great question, and we want to get to the bottom of it. But I don't think they like us very much.
So somebody took her to get to the lot of you?
Well, we did just win the games. That can make some people mad. I know you don't like those arena games, but...
It does seem a bit of an exaggerated response to a loss, but if you find anything out, I would love to know.
We'll definitely let you know if we find anything else. Oh, and if you see us around and you remember something, please keep us updated too.
And Linda, before we go, is there anyone in town that's good, and I mean really good, at finding people?
Good at finding people. I don't know when I would have needed someone to find someone, other than maybe helping me find a specific type of craftsman.
Whoever found these craftsmen, I'm letting you know again. Fantastic.
Yes. The sugar was already sweet, darling. I don't know who you would go to if you want to find someone. Like an investigator, I assume?
Or someone who could maybe cast a spell.
Oh. If you can get an audience with Trake, he has a pair of magicians in his employ in the barracks. They are from the king's court, so they're fairly powerful. They may be willing to help you, but the likelihood of them helping you just simply because a little old lady from the sticks is taken is kind of unlikely. But those are the only magicians, other than a wandering magician from time to time, but the only two that I know that have residency here and in an official capacity and are of fairly, decent strength would be the two that work for Trake.
Well, thank you, Linda. You have been of great help.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming to me.
Very good.
Well, see our way out.
Yeah.
And we leave this guy in there.
Clonus to his date night. So as they're trying to we're walking out, I'm like, I really should have gotten the name of the creator of this stonework and just keep walking.
Okay.
Gives you a reason to come back.
So finding out, she did see somebody show up, and it was all like an hour and 45 minutes ago or so, right at the cusp of sunset. Okay, the entire time they're gone doing that, Edovard and Lumen. Edovard's still just watching as this thing screams, waiting for it to finish boiling. Lumen, your detect magic finishes. You walk up and down throughout each room. Immediately, nothing out of the ordinary, catches your attention. In the bedroom, nothing particularly magical. Unless, Jude, is there anything that you know that Gertrude had that was magical?
Eyes, heart. No.
You say her eyes are hot?
Her eyes, her heart.
Oh.
Her tea, her cookies. I would ask for you to fly around the house and check the roof as well.
Right.
I'm on.
As you're walking out of the bedroom, back towards the front, and you walk up to the front door, you look just above the front door.
And Lumen, if you see anything, be diligent in noting where and what it is, but do not act as if you notice it.
Lumen, as you look just above the doorway, you do see a slight emanation of magic. And spending a few seconds just looking at it, there's just this slight little orb of magic just kind of floating there, not attached to the wood of the door, just slightly off of it, about an inch away from it. And it is just this little orb, but a few inches wide, like a large marble. And it is divination.
I keep looking around and then I go outside.
You were intentionally trying to make it look like you didn't notice it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a charisma check for me.
You've got it. You're the most charismatic moth I've ever met.
You can make a deception if you'd rather, if that makes it better for you. I don't know if you have proficiency in deception. I highly doubt it, but you are the skill monkey.
Sorry, this is skill moth.
Yeah, you are the skill moth.
1.
One total? Rough, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of like, you catch it with your eyes, and then you look up at it for a few seconds while you sense divination, and then you realize that you're looking at it, and you look away. You walk out the front door.
It's because the light, it's glowing.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to...
It is hard.
Me and lights.
But you do your best to not make it look like you noticed it. You walk outside, fly around the roof and stuff, you see no other magic.
Even in the back with the horse.
No magic with the horse. Okay.
I'm making my way back.
Or the rest of like the area, you don't see any magic. You fly around the roof and stuff. You guys come back, I assume? Okay, coming back. Do you guys go in the house, or are you still staying outside because of Edovard?
I'm following these guys. I don't know what I'm supposed
Holik,
to do.
where did you go?
I would have been in back
With Lucky?
with Lucky and Vith.
So you
just
see Lumen.
waiting.
You see Lumen fly around the top for a little bit.
Venora, you should go tell Edovard what we saw.
Okay, Minora, you do that?
Yes.
Can I, like, while things are going on, I want to try and see if I can see the shadow back here at all.
Sure.
Can Vith give me advantage? Both of us looking.
Sure.
Okay. And it'd just be like
Perception.
16.
No shadow.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
All right.
There's a little tree that's kind of growing between two houses that's like awkwardly stretches up, and you see as you're looking around it kind of shifts and moves with the wind. But
Tree.
she was kidnapped by the tree.
An ant.
Then I rush over. Oh.
Before anybody comes in, then I will go in and tell them I didn't find anything. As I'm like in the doorway looking at him and then pointing.
I would,
So like you're in the doorway, so outside of it slightly, but pointing up.
In the doorway. Like, not in, but like inside, past the doorway.
I see. So that your back is to the thing.
Yeah.
And you're
and
like-
then I'm pointing at it.
Yeah.
Like, at my chest. Towards it. So then, unless they can see through me.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm like itching my chest.
you're doing your best.
But
Do I understand what he's doing?
Make an insight check. And
Oh,
you know
no.
what?
Bummer.
Lumen, make a charisma check.
Come on, Lumen.
Can I have advantage?
No.
Really needed that one.
charisma?
18.
Oh, good.
Oh,
7.
7?
7.
I'm getting whistling down.
You notice, what you gather from what Lumen is doing is that there is something behind him. That's about it. You don't get the like behind and up thing very well, or like above the door, but he's saying, "Hey, I didn't see anything," and he's like shoving his finger, into his chest.
Found nothing. There's nothing in here.
Yeah. So either he just started getting Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Or.
Oh. So funny.
Doesn't sound like you thought it was.
It is.
so
It is
funny.
It's just sad too. In order to like just try and not terribly play it off, I just ignore him completely and return to watching the kettle. Is the water boiled down at all?
I mean, yeah, it's been about 10 minutes, so it's boiled down.
Yeah.
You open the top, look in. It's like gone through half or so of what was there, maybe. No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
It shouldn't have gone through half. It should have gone through.
You want Cephas to come and do some calculations?
First, I have to do some calculations.
Bonus.
Second.
Edovard's a smart guy. Edovard will be thinking about
it
this.
has gone through very little.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how much water in a kettle is going to boil until the point it goes. So
But
I'm
we've
going to
set
make up
a
a number
metric.
that's probably so vastly scientifically incorrect.
Well, we have a number technically.
Yes, and so it's gone down by
following.
about 1/10.
Got it.
Also depends on altitude and
And
stuff.
it doesn't. Well,
Really?
we're at the same altitude it would have boiled earlier.
I mean,
unless
yeah,
the planet
oiling and
radically
stuff.
changed.
He's saying like how much it would actually be though is depending on altitude, so
yeah.
I can't know.
That's right.
But based on the fact that we know about an hour and 45 minutes ago these
Well, that's
people
from
showed
the
up,
day.
we don't know when the water was put on though.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it's gone down by 1/12
Brilliant.
of what's in there.
unit.
The unit being
Yeah.
what's in there.
Well,
It's gone
what's in
down
there.
by
1/12.
1/12.
This is why Edovard is zoning out because it's all happening in his head. He's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know
What we just did.
how water works or how boiling works.
How does water work?
I feel like this was such a good idea. I just don't
Oh
know how
shoot!
to.
Did she have tea leaves in it? Oh.
Yeah. So you guys return though, and I'll say unless there's something that has to be discussed, we'll skip 30 minutes forward, and go for it. Sorry.
Were you going to tell me about the shoe stuff? Or other things you have found?
Not inside the house.
Well, Lexi,
Because you've pointed
would have
something
gone
out
in
to
and
me.
told him about that stuff within that 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was getting at. So within the next 30 minutes, you see how much has gone down,
Yeah.
and you piece together with what she tells you
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
that, okay, based on how much water this is going down, that kind of lines up with what they're saying the time was of probably around an hour and 45 minutes ago. But this is what's interesting. The time almost lines up perfectly as the time that those men showed up that the kettle was put on.
Oh, goody.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does. I take the water off the. Like, take the kettle off though.
Okay. So the rest of you in the house now, I assume?
I don't know. I asked him if he
Oh,
was
and
in the house.
And for quite a while, Ghibli and Titus has just been standing outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were only here like 5 minutes after you guys got here.
You're back with the
So when you
horse.
guys come back from Linda's house and you go inside to tell him that stuff, Ghibli and Titus are standing outside like, what's going on?
I'm just staring at a clock. And you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking at TikTok.
Titus, go back. Go back to where
You need to
you
go
came
sleep.
from.
Titus, this
Go back to
girl
where you
TikTok
came
thing.
from.
Yeah, go back to where you were orphaned.
You're back with
He just sucks himself back inside his shell.
Lucky, and Holik has told you what's going on. Do you want us in the house or out?
Like the
Let's go get a room somewhere.
back to the hotel, guys?
And I make sure not to say any name or anything. It's just obviously we need to stay somewhere else tonight.
Okay. So you guys gather up at the front.
Right when you guys walk in, we're like, we're leaving.
We go back to the hotel.
Okay. So you guys are just informed as to what's going on. And you guys all go, I'm assuming, to the inn that they're staying at?
Is there another inn?
There are a couple inns
I'd
in
find
town.
a different.
What's the closest one to us?
Why don't
Let me pull up my
at the
folder.
same end, so if something bad were to happen to one of us, we won't be separated from the
Oh, I'm fine with staying at the same inn, just not the one that you've stayed in. No offense, I don't want to let anything remain the same. If he found out where Gerty is, it's very realistic that he could find out where you are.
Well, I'm fine staying in our room. We have really nice baths in there.
You can stay there. I'm staying somewhere
Well,
else.
how did he find out where Gerty was?
We're away from the cabin now. I don't want to discuss anything until I found somewhere to sit down.
Closest hotel to us?
So where they were staying, I believe, was the Tiny Pony, right?
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes, it was.
The closest one to you is the Night's Watch. Okay.
I'm looking for any guy with raggedy black hair and gray streaks.
Make a perception check.
Same.
As we're going, I was gonna be looking out for any strange moving shadows or like extra shadows.
Make a
underneath
perception check.
people.
15.
Okay.
13.
24.
Okay. You guys make your way to the Night's Watch. You're just walking through town. You ask somebody what the closest tavern is. They show you, or closest inn. This is both an inn and tavern. It's in an area of town that's not nearly as nice as the one that they were staying at. It is not a grimy, mud pit of an inn or anything. It is fairly nice for the area, but you can see that, it's serviced a lot of people through the years, and it's, there's no luxury. Yeah, it's cozy. There's no luxury being had here. But things aren't falling apart, and it's not dripping with goo. So, walking in, though, you do see, standing behind the bar, actually on your way there, excuse me, where you guys are, see it ahead of you. It's just within sight. And you're walking towards the front door. Holik, you do notice something.
Whisper, whispers.
Feaspers.
Do I know what that is?
Make a history check.
History check.
That's a really...
No. As you guys walk into the door, you see, walk into the door. You see a few people at some tables. It's fairly late at night. They're just deep into their cups here. And you see a tall, fair, fairly beautiful woman behind the bar.
Is anyone at their table just sloshed and drunk, like asleep on the table? Like, is there a drunk that's...
There's one guy in the very center table of the room that's like just moaning to himself, and then he kind of like leans over the table for a long time, really quiet, like he's gonna throw up, and then he takes another drink, and then he just kind of like looks at you guys, and he just looks away.
Does it look like she's gonna kick him out?
No.
Okay.
Are you gonna kick him out?
No.
Oh.
Don't try and understand my
As you're
mind.
looking at it, though, and looking at him,
Yeah.
the girl behind the bar kind of, can I help you? The 8 of you? Drinks, food?
Please, drinks.
Sure. She passes around whatever you like, and to the 8 of you. And Milk? I can get you... It's not going to be cold.
It's alright.
Is goat fine?
Oh, my favourite.
Oh.
I prefer it warm.
And goaty.
Straight from the tap, please.
Well, I can't promise that.
Brings in the goat.
Open your mouth.
Columbus, did you go with them too? Was this a group?
All of
event?
us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was this a group event?
So she brings out some drinks, whatever you'd like. I mean, if you'd like anything relatively simple, like milk or whatever, I mean, it's going to be like a silver piece each. You can mark that if you choose. Huh? Juice? It's actually a little more expensive for juice. Do you want, like, she explains they have some freshly pressed apple cider.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be 2 silver pieces for
Okay, for yours. 2 of those. Look.
Yeah.
I bring you close and I whisper in your ear. Hey, little mama. It's for real estate. Are we being followed?
Not that I saw, but I did notice. Beside the front door of this place, there's a symbol, and I like nonchalantly finger it onto the table.
Okay.
Like draw it with my finger.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2 triangles making an hourglass where the tips are overlapping. Yeah.
Oh, overlapping. Silent.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that...
I don't know if that means anything to you.
Does that mean anything to me?
No.
Got it.
Say that to him.
But no, I didn't see any shadows or anything strange following us.
Great. Lumen. Something magical, I take it, was in the...
Bathroom corner.
was in the house. You were touching your chest, I
was pointing at it.
obviously, it's my fault I wasn't observant enough. What exactly was it?
I don't know. It was an orb.
An orb?
Do we know what orbs? Do I know what orbs do? Magic orb?
Make an Arcana check.
Was it inside?
Divination.
Was it inside the house?
I know what orbs do.
Oh, you do know orbs. Good.
Traditional.
Yes.
'Cause I don't know what orbs do. I don't know what orbs do. Unless a 10 gets me anything.
I do.
Or you do? An orb specifically doesn't mean anything to you necessarily, but when he says that there was an orb of magic lingering, that was the school divination. What you know about divination is that divination is like any sort of magic used to divine any understanding or knowledge about something, or to see things that you shouldn't be able to see. And so your mind goes to, if there's a lingering orb of magic that is emanating divination, it's some sort of...
Most likely, he was looking the same way that I look through my raven's eyes. I don't know the limitations, I don't know if he can hear, but most likely he could see.
That's
Comforting.
It's comforting in the fact that it's more information, which is always good.
yes.
At least we know how he was watching us, at least at that point.
Yeah, but how do you track us?
Well,
I mean,
we're a pretty eclectic group.
Yeah, probably was.
we do
And if
kind of stick out.
you were able to, with a bit of silver and maybe a bit of fancy words, talk to the neighbors, I'm sure he could have talked to other people as well to follow us. People talk.
Could you have marked lucky?
When
It's possible,
When-
but Lumen didn't notice anything unlucky.
when we were searching through the house, were the windows like closed or open on like the back and the side?
They were closed.
They were all closed. Do they lock from like the inside, like
I don't
latch?
think they have locks.
Well, at least like a latch to hold it closed.
They were not latched.
Okay.
There are little clasp things that could be easily broken should somebody want to, but
I mean, yeah.
they were not broken, nor were they latched.
Okay.
So if somebody climbed in through the window, they could have done it if the window was already open and then shut the window when they left, but couldn't have latched it because they were on the outside.
But they could have left through the sides and then went into the throngs of people after the arena. Or like
This-
right around this time.
Intruder or intruders is obviously magically inclined. They're in cahoots or they are the rider. And if they are, judging from the magic the rider used against us and the orb, they're more magically inclined than I think. You said you saw a shadow?
Yes.
Up against the wall or...
It was in between me and the house. It just looked like a standing shadow, but I couldn't tell if it had depth to it or not. When I drew my sword and shouted, I kind of glanced down the alley, and when I glanced back, it was gone.
They're more magically inclined than we are at the moment. Unless anyone's been hiding some Deus Ex Machina magic that they have.
Well, we can talk to the magicians.
Yeah, there's 2 magicians in the employ of Trake, which...
Isn't that the one we're trying to avoid? Is that Drake? Which one's
You never met Drake.
What?
We never met
Drake.
Drake.
We haven't met Trake, but they said...
You met Ransom Lark.
Lark.
He's
Lark
second
is
in
the guy.
command to Drake.
Drake and Mark.
And Trake is the one that has affiliations, supposedly, with the...
Lark supposedly has affiliations.
Lark, supposedly.
Lark was the name that I was given by Crumb, which may have been...
The only time Drake has ever been mentioned is when you talked to the guards originally, I think, and they told you about the guy in charge. He serves on the High Council for the King, and he is in charge here. He's the one that you can get an audience with for
Because
winning.
he won the duel.
Well, why don't we expedite that audience?
When was the audience scheduled for the duel winner?
After the events, I thought.
After the entirety of the events are over, it's like at noon the day after the second day of the events.
Well, I heard they want to catch this rider too.
Well,
Yes.
at least the guards outside of the keep.
Do we know what the note said? Sorry, can't remember.
The note said, step off and she will be fine. Step off is vague.
Do we want to do as the note, bluffing it, and play the games tomorrow? We are already paid and we're ready for them. Or do we want to go try to get the expedition of meeting with Drake? and then do that and go see if we can get wizards, or do we want to sleep on it tonight, figure it out in the morning, go out tonight and try to find her? What is everyone's consensus plan?
If we do anything that is noticeably awry, like we're trying to figure something out, it could be seen as not stepping off, and then she could be in harm. Exactly. So I'd rather bluff, but I'm not good at that.
So we play the easy bluff. We just play the games and wait for the audience and hope that nothing bad happens to her in the next 48 hours.
Under her pillow was a drop of blood.
Yeah.
And Gerty, though she's old as the hills, is a bit of a fighter. But she's also, though she doesn't present as it, she's intelligent.
She doesn't present as it.
Kind of like you then, huh?
A lot like me.
Is the blood like they cleaned up the blood and they missed a spot, or was it more like a pinprick where she was poisoned or where she was knocked out?
A pinprick.
A pinprick and knocked out.
So I'm assuming by mundane or magical means she was subdued.
Okay.
But the bed was very nicely made.
Mm-hmm.
Gertie's a nicely made woman. That's a weird thing to say.
I think they may have just made.
Hey, what do his eyes look like? Like
They're blue and brilliant and beautiful. Okay.
Just like were described.
Are they steely blue?
By Linda? They are described. They are quite similar to what was described, yes. Linda didn't say the color. She said they were sparkly and beautiful.
Oh.
And his are sparkly and beautiful?
He just described them so.
I didn't say sparkly.
He just said blue and brilliant and beautiful.
Yeah. Brilliant, blue, beautiful. And bloodshot a little bit.
And bloodshot.
Did she give us like a build?
Linda?
Tall and
He had
lanky,
said.
tall?
Are you talking about for
Tall and
Edward?
strong.
Edward?
Yeah.
She had said he was fairly tall. He was handsome. And she didn't say particularly broad-shouldered or anything, or like anything else. She just said he was relatively tall for a human, and strong. Yeah, she said tall and strong,
and like ripped, right?
Is there? She didn't say that.
Are there?
Well, she wasn't talking about you. Why would you care?
Unwilling to let go, so when he died, she summons him.
Exactly.
Are there people in the bar that are like their attention is drawing towards us? Like,
make a perception
because we're winners of the games and we're also a big
nobody
group
knows
of
who you
people.
are, but the eight. Just kidding. The eight of you are all crammed. Are all crammed around this table, like
Crammed into like a 3-man booth.
yeah, pretty much. The eight of you. What'd you roll?
9.
9. I mean, there's 3 other people in the bar. 2 of them don't seem to be totally drunk. Like one of them was. The drunk guy's just like staring at his table, and then he like leans back and then chokes on his tongue and then takes a drink of water or whatever he's drinking. Probably not water. And then the other 2 are just kind of sitting there. One of them's writing in a book, and then the other one does kind of look up at you when you look at him, and then he looks away.
Okay.
He's just like an old human man, tall, lanky, short, gray hair, big gray mustache. He's got foam in his mustache from what he's drinking. He looks at you, and just because he sees the movement of you, like looking over your shoulder at him, and he looks up, and then he just does that awkward nod, kind of, and then he looks away.
Get over here.
You're looking at me.
So,
if I'm going to be in any shape to do anything, I'd like to rest.
I would like to as well.
But I don't know if I can.
We'll follow you lead on this.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
Let's also remember, every time we've tried to do something remotely wrong or we shouldn't do, it's ended terribly.
I agree.
So, he has the upper hand here. He has Gerty. At what point do we let it go and see if she just comes back?
I think that's the last point. No offense. He's done something wrong. But it's
Doing
possible.
the right thing doesn't always mean that we'll have good outcomes.
If he has connections to Lark.
Right, but the threat specifically says if we do anything to try and find her, she'll get hurt. And I would feel awful if I was responsible.
I don't want to be that guy. But the letter specifically doesn't say that. It says if we don't do anything, she'll be safe. Not that if we do anything wrong, she'll be...
You need to get this guy the technicality.
Yeah.
You go after her, he kills her, and you're like, I'll see you in court. That's not what the letter said.
I'm going to get the child on technicality.
Alright, I'm convinced.
Then we rest.
What's right isn't always in accordance with the law. That's gross to hear, but the writer supposedly has connections with Lark, and Lark has connections with the law, and if they've kidnapped a woman, that's not right. So, I'm not going to lie to people if I don't have to, mainly because I can't. Not
We've
because I'm
done
bound by
really
the law.
bad at that.
Yeah. I think we should go ahead with the chariot race.
Okay.
I think we should wait to have our meeting at the presupposed time, and then I think we should raise this issue subtly and without the presence of Lark or the two mages that Trake has employed.
Supposedly.
You cast your detect magic again while we're in our meeting.
Just to be clear, I'm Team Rescue. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I absolutely appreciate it. It's a valiant position for you to take at your age.
I'm 18.
Yes. I thought we weren't lying.
I've been both 8 and 10. It's gotta count for something.
All right.
It's true.
I want to say this.
Liberal logic.
I've been both 8 and 10.
I mean this in a completely friendly and supportive way. You're 18 in my eyes, but I mean that as a friend.
I'm Christian.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I was like, I like how you didn't say, I've been 8, I've been 10, that's basically 18. You said, that's got to count for something. It's like,
I can't count, but it's got to count for something.
yeah.
From what I recall, Lark had said that he would be there at the dinner.
Yes, so I'd like to see if there's a chance
Lark had said that, yes.
I could, someone could pull aside Trake. We have to assume Trake could also be involved in this scheme, but I'd like to assume he's not. I'd like to have a little faith.
Okay. Yeah.
I know. Strange. Me, Faith.
Illmater's working on your art after all.
He sure is. I need to try and sleep.
Okay.
Can you cast sleep on yourself?
I would have to sleep to do it.
Did we get rooms yet, or did we just go in and sit down?
You're just sitting down, drinking.
I'll go get a room.
Okay. One for all of you?
I'll buy everyone a room.
Everyone their own rooms?
No, I'll do pairs.
Okay. For that, it's just going to be 2 silver per room per night.
I'm just getting the one night.
Okay. So it's just 4 rooms, 2 silver apiece, so 8 silver.
Do you want us to stay away from Gerty's, or do you want us to?
I think.
And where should we keep Lucky?
If he was going to kill Lucky, he would have. And so as long as we play by the rules, Lucky should be fine to be boarded, I think.
Okay.
He's made his statement. And if we act accordingly, I don't think he'll see need to do anything else.
Okay.
If you would board Lucky tonight, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll go and put Lucky up in not the one that has the crumb, but
the crumb,
but the other one.
Sure. So that's like 5 silver for the night.
Okay.
Did he do his gas magic?
I'm sorry, you were detecting magic in this room? In the tavern? Okay. Nothing that you do not expect.
No orbs.
No orbs.
Okay. I have message, so I could tell
If we get rooms
Trake
next to each other,
Oh.
if Lark is there.
Big brain.
We can't give him away.
Big brain.
Big brain.
Big brain.
I'd like to speak to Lark if we get that privy moment, but I recognize that I'd have to be with someone who's a bit better at speaking.
Yeah.
If you could distract Lark, so it's not like just me.
I mean, I guess I don't have to be looking at him, but he might notice.
Well, if anyone-
but any kind of distraction would be great if I could just concentrate on talking to Trake.
If anyone needed to side eye or glare at Lark, I mean, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll try
Perfect. So that could be a
and stir
plan
up.
for the meeting.
What are we going to like talk to? Like, do you have any plan of what to say?
Not yet. Basically,
morning?
just what we have now.
What?
Tomorrow morning?
Okay.
Yeah. Things might develop between now and then. So we have a day and a half. So hopefully we'll have more concrete. But yeah, if we need anything by then, we'll just have to figure out what information you want me to tell him that we don't want anybody else to hear. So.
Rooms. I'd like to keep a watch system, and I'd like to stay with someone who's good at keeping watch. Because I'm not.
I'm good at keeping
I am
Well,
not.
I found the Dementors that came into.
Heavy sleeper, I am.
Are we just paired up, or
Yeah.
is there 3 to room? How many?
There's
two.
2 to room.
Okay.
I'll sleep with the whole like that.
Plus Vith. What? Why?
Because you're good with your eyes. I'm not.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing then?
Yes, I was going to steal Rolik because he's good with his eyes, but
Yeah. Because I was gonna help watch up.
We're both bad.
I don't. This would be great fun.
you're good at keeping watch.
I'm good at keeping watch, so I can be with one of you guys.
You're
And
good at keeping
he's
watch.
pretty good at keeping
And you're
watch.
good at keeping watch. I'll stay with Holik. Lumen can stay with one of the paladins.
Butterfly. I'll take you then.
Got it. There we go. Everybody got it.
I'll also have
Where did you?
Soap helping us. He doesn't need to sleep.
And I'll have Vith.
How old are you? I forgot about that.
You have Vith?
87.
Then they can have soap.
Clonus and Venora, or
Cephas and Lumen.
Okay.
You two, and then you guys are together.
Then
Is that okay?
soap will be with you, so whoever watches has
Yeah,
advantage.
because those guys need advantage,
I mean, they'll both have advantage. All
and
right.
then we'll be good.
But what I was gonna say to you. So it seems like she welcomed those guys into her home.
I think Gerty put the tea on the kettle. Gerty knows who visits and who doesn't. And if it's someone who doesn't, she would have left something. That's what the tea kettle was. She also doesn't prepare tea for total strangers. She's reserved, a touch of senility, but intelligent.
What?
She left it there.
She left it there.
You know the time frame of when it happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Time frame?
Okay.
Or
If the water's still boiling, then it can only have been so long.
The water, however, meta,
No,
physics,
yeah,
blah, blah,
I know.
blah, the water matches up with when those
Yes,
two men
exactly.
came to her door. She left it there to give us a vague understanding, which may have been wasted on the information we gathered, but Gertie knew someone was coming. She didn't answer the door. She went to her room, I can only imagine, to attempt to hunker down, and still they got in. And without much of an observable fight, some blood was spilled and she was subdued.
Oh, I'm gonna crush him, I am.
I don't know where to go though. That's
And we have no resources.
There's no resources. We have.
I don't care about resources. If we have a direction, I'll take it, but if we don't, then the only option I see is resting. I agree with you, Clonus. I would rather stay up 3 more nights if it meant getting Gertie, but I don't have a direction to go. And I don't even have a direction to ask. It seems foolish to question Lark, and it seems hasty to demand our meeting with Trake so soon.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't seem like she's an immediate danger.
they don't seem like savages. Quite yet.
We don't have our gold powder that we use for our wraith friend.
No, and they don't seem demonic.
No, I was
Just
just trying to think of a
magic.
solution that we could follow.
I know there's magic to find objects, and there's magic to find people, but it's beyond me. And from what I understand, it's beyond most of us.
Yeah.
But not beyond whoever subdued Gertie. So I'm sure with ease they can find us and they can see us. So I'd rather operate in discretion. I appreciate you all helping me.
Well, we're not going to be used to anyone if we're all exhausted.
No.
No.
I'd forgo that if we had direction.
Rest.
3. Are we grouping up to 3s?
We should group up to 3s, so in relative time.
You know what? I'm gonna go talk
to
Go
those
find
drunk
a
guys,
homeless
Get him a room.
and I'm gonna talk
That's
to him
so
about it
nice.
later as my night, and let him know I bought him a room.
I really want us to go door to door. Evangelist.
They have to share it though.
Knock, knock, knock.
Have you heard about our Lord Savior?
In general, I thought you meant like tonight we should just go door to door. It's like, it's a whole bloody town.
City. No, I'm talking outside. Knock, knock, knock. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? Knock, knock, knock. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? The one that takes your suffering.
No, but I think El Mater's great. He takes away the suffrage of women.
He takes away the what?
The suffrage of women.
Using women's suffrage.
Not the men's, though. He leaves.
Worship me, it'll be the last time you can ever vote.
On the way up to the rooms, I stop you and tell you that me and Lumen, I'm pretty sure we can have a locate object tomorrow. Do you know
Is there any
anything
object on it?
She always carries her wedding ring with her, and I know where the other one is. At least where she keeps.
So
Is it very distinct?
No more distinct than a simple wedding ring. Gerty isn't extremely.
Her and her husband were not like extremely wealthy.
Yeah.
But her husband's wedding ring, the one that you would like know where to find it,
Yeah.
does not look exactly like hers.
But it's the closest thing in similarity.
Yeah, but
and I've
there's any
seen her wedding ring.
Meta level.
If
to
she
the
wears
magic.
it,
she does.
That's the only thing I can think to describe to you.
What's
I
your
have
passive perception, Vanilla?
Its partner and a description.
I'd say you probably noticed it. I mean, your
hers is
eyes.
16, I think. So.
Yeah, I'll say the two of you probably noticed it. I mean, and I'd say actually probably you more than Lumen, only because your eyes might be drawn to it more. Given no, I was actually going to say for another reason, given your background, but
As a desperate woman.
as a woman, no, well, whatever. You tend to wear quite a bit of jewelry and stuff, and at least from my image of you, so.
Yes. So that could be possibility tomorrow. We can see. I don't know exactly how the spell works. I'll have to figure it
Also,
out in the
all
morning.
women are absolutely obsessed with engagement rings.
Yes.
Literally every
100%
single one.
true. So, but that's an option.
Great.
Great.
Let's sleep.
So you guys are sleeping, taking watches. How are the watches working?
Who's where?
Pollock and I will stay in one room,
Okay.
and our pets will help us when we watch.
You're
They'll
just
count
doing.
as the third, and then
You need one more person if you ever want to get a full watch.
Yeah.
3 people doesn't solve your problem.
why not?
But if we get through the majority of the night, probably the last morning hours are probably fine.
You can do that too?
Yeah. There's something with
Then yeah. You take watches. That's the only reason I asked. I don't care otherwise. All right. You spend your night. You take your watches. I'm not going to make you roll because nothing happens.
Nice.
Yes.
Rest.
And if it did, it's too powerful for you to notice.
Do we level up?
No.
I thought that's what you were gonna like joke about, and I'm like,
And if it did, you'd be too busy leveling up to notice. No, you guys just leveled up.
Yeah,
But we're
defeated the
fueled
biggest
by
monster
passion.
ever that this game has ever seen.
Yeah.
The
Did they say
Balrog.
that?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
See,
they
this don't
definitely said
lie.
that.
This one killed Dumbledore.
What?
No, what's the guy in Lord of the Rings?
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
And that's a Balrog.
That's a Balrog.
That's what we killed, right?
You killed a Barl-Guru.
What's the difference?
There's
About 12 challenge rates.
One killed a god level wizard. The other is a big hairy ape who runs hot.
runs hot.
Yeah.
That is a very good
That's
description.
pretty good. Thanks.
very apt.
I'll be here all night.
So you guys wake up in the morning. What are you doing?
19.
I'm
Plus-
getting splint armor.
For what?
Finding Gertrude. Investigation.
Nope.
Got it.
Definitely
I
don't
bet
find her.
if we get
She's not in your room.
23. She's in my heart.
She's in my heart.
She's in my heart.
Morning, Pollock. Oh, shoot. This is my real voice. I've been hiding it from you all this
Okay,
time.
I'm sorry
She's in
to
the
quickly
heart.
derail again. You guys are going on with the games as normal?
What time are the games?
So there are 3 events throughout the day.
When do I throw?
The bean toss.
No, the bean toss is done.
No, the bean toss hasn't happened.
The bean throwing has not happened
We
yet.
didn't do the bean toss.
Do I have to bring my own
bean
beans?
toss-
So, to answer your question, There are 3 event times, just like yesterday. Mid-morning, just afternoon, and evening. The mid-morning one is the beam throwing. Afternoon is jousting, and then evening is the chariot race. You're signed up to do beam throwing. Some of you, right? Which ones of you are signed up for that? Lumen signed up for everything.
Did Clonus sign up? I can't remember.
Beam throwing was Titus, Holic, Clonus, Cephas, Lumen, Edovard.
Yeah.
We're all doing it. That's right.
And then for the chariot race, Holic and Edovard and Lumen and Clonus.
And then for the jousting,
nobody. You had to have papers. You had to be nobility to do jousting.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Great movie.
Great movie. Great movie. He gets it.
When everybody gets down for breakfast, I woke up at sunrise. When everybody gets down for breakfast, I am going to cast Detect Magic ritually before talking.
Sure.
I wanted to see if there's any more.
Make a perception check.
13.
Guidance?
I did not take it.
13, you said?
Yeah.
You don't notice anything in the room.
Are you downstairs now?
Yes.
Okay. I just thought of something. I do now have locate object. And I was trying to figure out how we could get around the city fast enough for it to work without being suspicious. But I signed up to do healing behind all of the chair races tonight. So I will be going through the whole city, and I
don't think that you signed up to chase the whole thing. You're in a section.
Yeah,
right?
I said I was going. I asked if I could ride on Lucky and chase behind them. And,
She asked for Chase.
Oh, okay. You'll be the only ones doing that then.
Yes, I didn't say
They
it was just
have
me.
stations set
Yeah.
up, and that way, if it happens in the general area, they run out.
Because I could tell people. I told them that I can stable people along so that
She's
to
the
give
ambulance.
time for.
Okay.
Anyone got ran over?
That's fine. All right.
She's gonna run.
Lumen also does, but he'll be probably focusing mostly on the chariot race. But he can still do it if you want to.
Because I'm gonna be in it.
Lumen, you're in a chariot.
But I think it's a
Yes.
concentration spell, so if you don't cast any other concentration spells while you're racing,
Yeah.
and your concentration doesn't get broken, then while you're racing the city,
All right.
Are you doing it?
Now, real quick.
'Cause it's-
I don't want this to eat up the morning, but if we can get a meeting with Trick, if we can pull him aside from Lark and the mages, hopefully, what do we say?
Explain that we've been investigating this scarfed guy. What,
Because
do we
he
have it?
assaulted us.
Yes, and then we talked to his head of guard, and they are also investigating him. We found out where he was. He found out that we were following him, and he threatened us. No. He didn't. He threatened a horse. Are we going to tell him about the horse?
How much does the horse hurt our credibility?
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't tell him about the horse.
The horse is the only source
That is
for our connection to Lark.
That is true. I mean, he does know. He has to know what magic is.
The horse is the source for that, but
Horse is a horse, of course.
thanks.
So we can tell him about the horse, and then we can.
But Gertrude's kidnapping is to suggest that we were on the right track.
Exactly. That's why I was like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when we were at the games, where the horse was where Gerty was, and then Gertrude got kidnapped, and then we can show him the note.
That's perfect.
We have to tell him about Lark, though.
Yes.
That.
And if one of you pings a location when you're going through, we don't immediately investigate it. Do we bring that location information, did it again, to Drake? Do we say that we have an idea because of X and Y and Z?
Can.
What location do we have?
If throughout
we
the
find-
race they ping and they ride past a neighborhood and go, do we say?
if you just ride past the neighborhood, you'll be like, it's in that direction. You won't know
Yes,
where.
but it would tell you within how many feet, so you know. Well, I entered that radius somehow.
More
And then we
than likely
can go
it'll be
back
1,000.
and do it
So then,
faster. How long is the race? They said it was like.
It's 1,000 foot radius, right?
Oh, no, the race.
Oh, the
Like
race.
how long is it?
So it starts in the center of town at the arena, and it goes to the east and dips down a little bit, and then it just you race around the road that is like parallel to the wall of the city. So it's not like you're not up against the wall because there's some things up like houses and businesses up against the wall. So it's still got some twists and turns and stuff. But then you come back down, and so it's like center lower third of the city is where the arena is, and you'll go around and you'll go like up, make a big U, come back to the arena. So you don't actually do a circuit that's the entire city, but it's like 2/3 of the city. But
I think we just move forward as planned then.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and stop by and pick up another net because my net got torn up.
with relative ease, you're in the right kind of city for that. You find
city.
Yeah.
Would I be able to find splint in my size?
Splint? Oh, Splint.
We talked about it.
Armor?
Armor, yeah.
You're in a city where stuff like that is in high demand. Because of that, was what I was going to say. It's with relative ease you can find it. So if you'd like, it's 200 gold pieces. You can purchase it.
Yep. Can I haggle?
Can you haggle?
Yeah.
Sure. What are you trying to? What are you saying?
Please.
This is in high demand. You can sell this every day. I just want a good deal, is all.
You're right. I can sell it every day. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
I give him 200.
You can roll a persuasion check.
That's just terrible. I know. Nat 20.
For a total of what?
So it's 24 total.
Dang!
I rolled a 19, and I gave this guy a +3 wisdom. So he goes, oh, I do sell it every day.
How are you going to take that one?
He's like,
You were a champion.
so you're right, I do make a lot of money.
No, as a champion, I'll let them know that you sell quality.
All right. Tell him Ben makes the best.
Ben?
Ben.
Ben. Big Ben, huh?
Sure.
Big
He's a
Ben
halfling.
makes the best.
Yes.
He's a halfling.
Yes.
He gives you a 10 gold piece discount.
Dang.
190. Hey, very good. Now I have. Now I only have 200 gold left.
If only those days. Those were the days. Can I find a weapon making shop that could make a weaponized fan?
Maybe.
I was thinking if any place is going
It's
to have it.
very weirdly specific. Well, I don't
Yes.
think it would be this place.
I mean, they make a lot of weapons. So I just wondered
They
if...
make like a lot of
Garrison.
like an army exists here, and they're not an army of those warriors from Avatar. So
Yes, it could be.
Hey, but there is no war in Boston. Say, there's no war right now
There is
here.
no war.
There is no way torture can take.
I was gonna
so there's a
walk around
chance.
throughout the
Just
day.
real quick, you can roll an investigation check or charisma check for me.
That was solid and it sucked. Investigation or what?
Charisma.
14.
14. You do go up and down the city for about an hour looking for a place that can make that. You ask some people, and there's some guys that are like, it's too specific with my hands. I can make swords and hammers and pretty much anything, but I've never tried anything. I could try, but it's...
It's okay.
But you're not going to find it here. You might be able to if you spend some more time looking.
Yeah.
But you're butting up against the time for the beam throwing if you're going to go, since there's other people in it. But yeah, you're not finding it here, unfortunately.
no.
It is just weirdly specific for like.
Yes.
They do make a lot of weapons here, but it's a lot of like. There's a lot of smiths basically who come here who are like, I just became like journeyman, and I'm going here, but there's not a lot of like master
Special
craftsmen here because they're like, why would I go to the place where everybody wants the same thing? And everybody's spending, like they're getting military prices, so the military's giving them like exactly what they deserve. If you're a master craftsman, you're like, I'm not gonna go waste my time making 10 swords, getting paid minimum rate.
Yeah.
They're gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, getting paid the same that an apprentice would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the same thing, because nobody wants anything else.
Yep.
That's all I was looking for.
Okay, anybody else? Anything real quick before you go throw some beams?
Let's throw that bean.
Did Ghibli... Oh, Ghibli, you did not sign up for that.
Ghibli wasn't here.
Oh, David wasn't here for that. Did you want to participate in the beam throwing? They're these tall 15-foot logs that you throw as far as you can.
Sure, I'll go.
Sure. Okay, it's 2 gold pieces if you wanted to enter.
All right, sounds good.
If you win your bracket, it's 10 gold piece return. You guys show up to the arena, ready for the beginning of your first event of the day. We'll skip some of the pomp and circumstance here a little bit, but you do get lined up and ready. They're running 6 of these groups at one time. They're each groups of 6. It looks like this is the full kit and caboodle of everything. This entire event. It doesn't look like there's anybody waiting in the wings to get lined up or anything like that. So 36 competitors. I'm gonna roll to see if any of you get put in the same bracket because somebody has to.
I don't want to be against.
Since there's 7 of you.
I don't want to be against.
So everybody that's competing in this, just roll a D8 for me. Actually, a D6. I'm sorry.
Ooh, my.
Ooh, baby, a 9.
Okay. Does anybody get
A
the same?
9.
Did anybody get the same number?
Ghibli and Cephas.
So wait, Holik, Cephas,
No.
Holik and Cephas.
Holik and Cephas got the same.
6.
Gosh dang it! I went up against the worst one.
Wait, so it's just Holik and Cephas that are going up against each other?
No, Lumen and Edovard.
And Lumen and Edovard. Okay. So only Lumen and Edovard and Holik and Cephas are on the same groups? Okay. So team 1 has Holik,
Best of luck.
Cephas, and plus 4 others. Team 2 has
Is Poop Hands there?
Edovard. I'll get to that. Edovard, Lumen, plus 4 others.
He's good. He's strong.
And then the other 4 teams are 5 randos and each of you guys that remain. However, where's Poop Hand?
Where's Poop Hands?
I'm gonna roll to see which one Poop Hand is in.
Where's our dwarf
And the dwarf.
and the girl?
Okay, team 2.
may not have
So
said.
Poop Hand is with Edovard and Lumen.
What? Oh, okay.
Beat Poop Hands. That's a tough.
Beat
that's
poop
a tough
hands.
I don't want to
Whisper.
touch his meat.
Whisper to him like it's stuck, you know.
And then the dwarf. Who had 3?
We did.
We did.
Edovard. No. Cephas and Holik.
Okay.
3.
So you guys are actually team 3. You guys were what? What was your number you rolled? 6. So you guys are team 6. Excuse me.
Is the halfling throwing?
Who rolled a 2? Ghibli?
I rolled
So I'm
2.
sorry.
Ghibli rolled
Poop Hand is with Ghibli.
Sorry, Ghibli.
Nice.
Do you know who that is?
Nope.
He wasn't here for the pole climb.
Oh yeah, all over his hands.
He wasn't here for poop.
Everywhere. It smelled
He was climbing
awful.
the pole, but he had honey in his back pocket, so he kept sticking his hand in his pants. And then he called him Poop Hand.
And it just broke his brain.
Broke his will to climb.
They're not covered in poop.
I actually didn't hear the honey part. All I heard was he stuck his.
He said he sticks his hand in his pants, and then later it was
He
revealed it was honey.
He kept saying
He just looked at you. Yeah,
Stuck
and
his
he
hand in
looked
his
at you and then
pants.
quickly stuck his hand down. No, I didn't say down his pants.
No,
You
I
said
just
down
said
the back of his pants. I'm pretty sure.
Back of his
No, I said the back of his pants, like he could have had a pocket there
Yes,
too.
but you said back of pants.
Yeah, I'm not discriminating that. I'm saying I didn't say down his pants. And then when he did that, he was a little stickier when he went up, and then he kept calling poop, and he was like, "It was honey."
There's only one intellectual takeaway.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a crazy thing to
Must
say.
be
I'm
poop.
just saying don't misrepresent me.
How many logs do we get to throw?
13.
We're gonna be here a while, guys. Hope by the 13th one you're not tired because there's 2 rounds.
Halfling is just like,
Oh, I want that halfling to be in there. So.
He's not. He feels a little dejected after his horrible loss at the whole climb.
He made it so far though. He made it
15
so
feet up.
incredibly far. No, but he made it
No,
to
he
the
made it
last
to the last
round.
round,
Is what I'm saying.
So
Because he had garbage stats.
yeah, no, he didn't.
Well,
He didn't really. He had a +3.
compared to the other
to his
competitors,
roll
though,
for
they
climbing?
Yeah. He didn't?
No.
Oh, that's the dwarf. Right.
No,
Okay,
he did
none
not.
of this matters.
He had a +0.
That's right. My bad.
He was not
so,
a stout halfling. He was me.
he was me.
He had a
As a
+1
half-
to intimidation.
That's cool. So it is just simply 2 throws. So you get 2 chances to be the farthest.
Fun.
Okay, and then
Farthest.
the guy
But
who's
you're wrong.
running it, are we gonna have the winner from each bracket go against each other
Yes.
for one final winner?
Yes.
Thick.
Thick, no, sick.
No, I'm thick.
I thought you were 18.
Gross.
I thought you were 18.
Okay.
That's great. That's actually amazing.
That's a great joke.
How long do we have to throw both logs? Can we just heave and hoe?
No, it's one log. Everybody
It's
throws a
homing.
beam at the same time, and they will tabulate whose is the farthest, and then you will get one more chance. And then they're going to total your distances, and whoever has the highest total distance amongst the 6 of you, you will be the victor for that team. The way this is going to work, it's going to be an athletics check, and you're just going to total your 2 athletics checks rolled, and if you have the highest number out of the people in your squadron,
You want us to roll both then?
you can if you want to make it less exciting.
Oh, okay.
You can if you want to make it worse for
I
everyone.
wasn't sure if you were trying to like expedite it.
If you want it to be a little faster, that's fine with me.
Listen.
Sure.
Ready.
Everybody lines up in their groups. I'm just going to go by the groups that are competing. So the people that are by themselves will do that first. So it's Clonus and what's your face? Sorry, Titus.
Wait, me and Titus are together?
No, we're going in that order.
I
and then
rolled
we'll
the
go to
one,
the
so
ones
I'd be in
together.
group 1.
Yeah, you're in group 1. That makes sense. We'll just go in group order. So Titus is group 1.
Let's go, Titus.
Who was
go, Titus.
We're doing this. Go.
who was you were in group what?
We're good.
Cronus?
We're not going
4, right?
Yeah, we're not going. Oh, I was getting already.
So nobody rolled 5. Because too many. Yeah, that's right. So we don't even need to roll 5. I'll just decide who wins. The person that will win Team 5 is.
Can I roll a D100 for the race chart when like the
No, I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah, shut up, Titus. Or I mean, Jared.
It was a fun idea, but I just say something random. I'm sorry. Team 1, Titus.
another half one?
Titus, you stand next to 2 gnomes, 1 human. That's 4 people. And then a dwarf and a furbolg. Go ahead and roll. Does 5 random people want to or 4 random people want to roll a d20 for me?
I want to.
I'm gonna,
just roll
I'm
and tell
gonna
me your number.
stretch,
Okay.
and then when I stretched and bend down to grab the log, I turn giant.
Oh, whoa. You stretch back, stretch forward. Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Yeah.
Cool.
9/11, so 17.
You hit a building. Yeah. You hit 2 buildings with that beam. What'd you roll? 2?
8.
8? Who else rolled? I needed 4 rolls.
17.
17? Sure.
5.
5? Okay. Yours, by an inch, is just barely like what you think is farther, and then they run up, and you kind of are looking at yours, and the gnome beside you that threw is just like looking at you. This massive turtle looks down, and they are quite literally at the exact same distance. So just remember those rolls, and total it with this next roll.
Good luck.
So what's this? Am I rolling for me? Or?
No, it's a random person.
Oh, it's a random person.
Natty.
Natty.
The person I was rolling for.
26.
What did you get?
19.
19 total?
I mean, I got the roll of 19.
Or 19, yeah, I didn't give you any numbers to add.
I don't know.
So yes, a 19 total.
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Yeah. Wow, so 26 total?
Yes.
So your total is 43?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can beat that. Even with a natural 20. Based on the past totals. And everybody had a flat +2, so easy. Except for that guy.
Please.
He was the only one that didn't.
You want adding something to that?
No.
No.
It doesn't matter now. Titus, you throw this beam. It flips in the air, this 15-foot tall log. As it just, you have to take some time to kind of like get it upright, and then you just like run forward and chuck it. It goes a good like 10 feet ahead of the rest of the competitors. They total up the distances for both though. I mean, it's pretty clear. You were in the lead before, tied with that other guy. You throw it so much farther than this guy. And everybody is like just already dejected. People start walking away. And then one of the little tabulators walks up and grabs your arm and kind of pushes it up as much as he can. He goes, "Winner!"
As he goes to lift my arm, I go. Fall.
You shrink back down.
Size, yeah.
Well, you're about to have you're in the running now for the final one, and you're not going to be able to grow again, are you?
Yeah.
But you can? You can do twice?
Yeah, I get it number of times of my proficiency.
Oh, pretty cool. I for some reason thought it was once.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
David.
That's why I was asking all these questions.
How long does it last?
He's not just an annoying kid.
Okay, so Titus. So remember, you're in the running for the finals of that one. All right, so team 2 is Ghibli, Poop Hand, and 4 randos. Poop Hand. So I need 3 people to roll d20s for me. I'll roll one of them. Or no, 4 people roll d20s. I've got Poop Hand.
Oh, he would.
If you remember.
I got one.
Oh, do you want to be Poop Hand?
No, you roll poop hand.
Are you rolling, Jude?
No.
I'll
I
roll.
got one.
You're welcome, dude. Just roll 3.
Nice.
Okay, if you're rolling for
Mike,
me,
you want to?
you have, who's rolling?
Mike and...
+2, +2, +1, +1. Add those to your totals, okay?
And it's plus our athletics, correct?
Yes. Ready? Poop Hand got a 12.
And you said +2? 14.
14.
5.
5.
With my +2.
Gosh, 15.
14. Wow.
23.
So, Poop Hand lets go first. He throws, because it's not all at the exact same time. He throws first, it crashes. I think it's middling. The next guy, a little bit farther. The next guy, a little bit less. The next guy, a little less. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yours was less, farther than Poop Hand, and he's just kind of like, just not happy with it. And then Ghibli, balancing this huge log, you just so far ahead of everybody else, like 10 feet ahead of everybody else. All right, roll again.
Wow.
You see Poop Hand just scream.
Yeah, my total's
He rages. He rages.
Gives him advantage.
It did give him advantage.
8.
8. So your total was something that doesn't
22.
matter, yeah.
Less than
13 plus 5, 18.
Okay, it's still yeah. Your total now between your two is what Ghibli rolled last time.
Pretty sure I tripped.
18.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the guys goes out there, trips, and the log crushes his hands. Poop Hand goes out there, throws this one a little farther than his last one. He's like, yeah. Then the next guy rolls out, throws it even less. Yours was what?
18.
A little farther than his. Now he's mad. Ghibli.
21.
What? And Ghibli goes out there and just one hand shot puts the log. No, goes out there, chucks it out there, just insanely far, and he's just like all dejected. And he starts like walking away. Then he sees across Cephas about to throw in one of the others. He just starts stomping in the direction of
Is this
Cephas.
the one of the hand guys?
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna
Quick
kill.
question.
He's not one of the poop hand guys. There's a tribe of the poop hands.
We're the poop hands. It's like, quick question. Why do they call you poop hand?
You asked him that?
Yes.
He was like marching towards Cephas and he stops. You see this? He's like, the way I described him when you weren't here, David, he looks like the guy from How to Train Your Dragon, but not the dad, the like blacksmith guy.
Oh.
He stops, turns around and looks right at you. Who's calling me poop hand?
People.
People.
What people?
Many rumors. Many spread.
Point to the halfling.
He like roll a deception check.
Does it have to be deception? Would you count 8 people as many?
They're not all phone.
No, he's lying about
The half.
the halflings.
16.
16.
Good liar.
He walks up to you and grabs you by the collar. Looks over and the halfling is just. And he grabs the halfling. And crashes both of you together.
Oh my word.
Oh, now he rolls well. A 25.
He just qualified himself.
Ghibli, you take 3 damage as he cracks your guys' skulls together.
And
And
as
then he
soon as
sets you back down.
as soon as
My name is not Poopand.
I just grab my head, just like pretend crying, get the ref over, get the red card.
champ over
Yeah,
here.
soccer champ.
Make another deception check.
I don't actually. He
You're not?
I don't
Okay.
actually do that.
They wouldn't care. The match is over anyway.
Yeah.
He like
Assaulting people is fine.
and then he just stomps off.
But you don't even deserve to know what it really is.
And he spits in your direction when he leaves. But you watch him kind of walk off, now forgetting about whatever he was going to do to Cephas, and he goes the other way.
So they too call him Poop Man.
Gosh dang it.
You now have disadvantage in the next round.
You now smell really bad.
Yeah, you smell like poop. When he grabbed you, you could smell honey.
He actually smells delightful.
Team 3, Hulk, Cephas, the dwarf, and 3 others. So I'll roll for the dwarf. 3 other people can roll.
I'll roll for the random.
And then this is...
Wait, you're in with me.
I know.
I'll roll for random.
Okay. Random? Were you
Is there
random?
another random?
I don't know, dude.
There's 3 randoms.
How many?
Okay, I'll roll for a random.
Those are.
All right. I roll last time.
Okay, so it's Byron, Jarrett, and Lexi. No! All right, and the dwarf. Oh, really good start for the dwarf right off the bat. He goes out first, runs, throws it pretty far, like 22 feet. Hulk,
21.
Hulk just short. Next up, Clonus.
Do I get a bonus?
Oh, Clonus isn't going. It's a random. Yours is a +3.
+3? Ooh, 21.
20.
Tied with Hulk.
24.
Okay, Cephas putting the rest of them to
You
shame.
can't roll well when you're playing against us.
So remember that number, Byron.
What's my bonus?
+2.
12.
12. Okay. Pretty much half.
Bonus?
+3.
23.
Oh, what's happening?
This is the best performance so far. All the strongest people. As you watch the dwarf go first, and it's all pretty close to the same, except for that one dude.
I'll walk away.
Your guy walks away. Honestly, sure, that's fine. He's like, forget it. Because it'd be one thing if like one guy rolled well and everybody was rolling bad.
Yeah, it's a good
this.
thing.
Yeah, this one guy's the only one that was half of everybody else's throw. Okay, next round. So keep that number in mind. No way. The dwarf goes out again with the exact same throw as the last time. 22 feet. That's a 44 total.
Dang.
Bullock?
9.
Bullock is out. 8. Rando guy is out. Cephas?
28.
Whoa! Did you nat 20?
No.
Yeah.
I daddied. Yeah, game over. Game over.
So with that, you an absurdly farther. I mean, 6 feet farther than the dwarf, and that guy walked away.
I was at 20.
Okay.
It's still,
So-
it was a good roll, but
Yeah,
still.
that one's
What
a
did
great
you roll?
A 20. So it's still really good, but Cephas puts everybody to shame. So Cephas, no surprise there, is the victor of Team 3. So it's been Ghibli, Cephas, and Titus. It's just going to end up being the party against each other at the end, I'm sure. So Team 4, well no, except for Team 4's also nobody here was on Team 4, right?
Me.
Oh, I didn't write you down, I'm sorry.
Me.
I think I was thinking that Clonus was with them. So Clonus versus 5 randos, 4 people can roll d20s.
I'm a
for me.
rando. What
I'd
is
like to
my-
roll this
I'd like
time.
to
I'm
roll
going to give everybody a flat +2 if you're rolling in this bracket.
All right.
Raise your
Except for
hand if you're
Clonus,
rolling.
you can have whatever you have.
I'm rolling.
I'm
I
rolling.
got a +2 plus my normal?
1,
Yeah, I'm
2.
rolling.
All right, I'll take
Okay,
it.
so it's just from this side over those 5.
You want?
Well, no, it's
Yeah,
4
you roll.
people
You
because
roll.
I'm rolling one of them.
Oh.
One of you isn't rolling.
I was last, so you guys got it.
Okay.
Okay, it literally doesn't matter. So it's
Everyone just wants to roll.
I
It's so
know.
fun.
horrible on my guy. 5. The guy goes. What did your guys roll?
20.
Pretty good. So a 20-foot throw out of nowhere. Clonus?
16.
Okay, pretty good throw though.
Man,
That guy rolls
Still
bad.
in the game.
Who's next?
20.
Okay, another good throw.
You're still in the game. Still in the game.
You got this.
So it was a 5, a 20,
20.
a 16, a 20.
18.
There's one more that needs to be rolled.
You said
4 others.
4
Matt,
others.
Matt gave up on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gave up.
15.
Okay. So 2 pretty close, 1 abysmally in the back, my guy, and then the rest of them, my guy just walks away. Like just like the other one. I mean, everybody else was at least pretty good. He was literally a
This is a close
third
match.
of the
This is
worst.
close.
He
Everyone's
goes
within a
away.
few points.
He's like, oh, it's not worth it. Eats some sand and walks away. All right, go ahead and roll again. Go Clonus. It looked good from here. It was like a 17. What was it? All right. Well, this guy rolled a 5, so his total is now 25.
Doing the math in my head, sorry.
That's okay.
22.
So it was a 17, wasn't it? Okay. So 22 plus your 16 is a 38 total. So remember that.
7.
27. So we're winning, bonus.
Total of 28.
Between the two shots? Okay.
Oh.
What are you total?
Total of 24.
Okay. Clonus takes it.
Whoa!
They tabulate it all. I mean, two really good throws.
I rolled a 16.
Everybody rolled pretty good at the beginning, and then the second throw, some people a little tired, somebody trips and slips in the sand. So Clonus is Team 4's victor. So far, the party is winning all of them. Team 5
There's
No one, none of
is
us.
the one that has
Oh
nobody.
my god.
I'm telling you, I should have taken it.
You see Team 5, those of you watching, these guys go out there, it's a bunch of them, and this tall, hulking, furbolg brute of a man just chucks one really far, chucks another one really far. So he's the victor there. Team 6, Edovard, Lumen, and 4 randos. So 3 people can roll, I'll roll as well. Edovard, Lumen, I'm not roll.
Nope.
Here we go. Quick fail for my guy.
I'll do one.
Quick fail for my guy.
No! For Edovard?
Yeah.
Oh.
Got cut on your bandages?
Yeah.
You just like with my die. You roll.
Huh?
Hey!
There should be one more.
Yes, were you going to cast it?
It was.
Okay, so we'll
Yeah, one more.
So it gives you advantage.
What is bonus?
For this one, you can have +2. Who else is rolling?
For me?
+3. +2.
7.
7.
Edovard goes first, goes out there, trips, and it falls to the side, almost hits the fellow competitors.
I'm sorry.
12.
The guy beside him goes, whoa, a little spooked by that, goes, does the same thing the other way.
Oh, my toe.
I'm sorry.
Oh, your logs are crossed.
Oh, sorry.
12.
12, okay. So far in the lead,
Yes.
this like elven woman goes out there, throws hers 12 feet.
And I'm winning.
4. Worse than both of the guys who tripped. You go and give it your best. And it like...
He was slightly fluttering, so he had no leverage.
Yeah.
Just sunk to the ground.
Who else rolled?
14.
14, okay. Well, that's a little bit better than the elf. This dwarf goes out there and just... like 14 feet. Who's left?
19.
19?
Wow.
A big human dude goes out there and just...
Big human dude.
What noise does he make?
Okay, my guy doesn't give up though. He saw how bad you were and he's like, I can still win. Edovard?
Another crit fail. 7.
Another.
So this one, you like push it forward, and the thing like stops in the sand and starts to tear forward, back, and then it falls straight back towards you. And you have to dodge out of the way. The guy beside you does a good throw.
Hey, good job.
Thank you. I think so. That guy's total was 17.
13. So my
13. So your total is 25.
Yeah.
So she goes out there, good throw again, just a little bit farther than their last one.
24 total.
24 total. So that's a little bit less in total. So right now that elven woman is winning.
A total of 30.
Okay. So your guy, you're the big human dude.
Big human dude.
All right. So the only team to not be presented.
Lumen. What about Lumen?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nat 20.
For a total of?
Nat 20.
All right. So literally the best throw they've seen in the competition. Of this team, but the total's what matters. You throw 20 feet. You go out there and just perfect form. No strength, perfect form. Throw 20 feet. And they're all like, whoa. But then they total up the calculations and you still lose.
They look
Wait,
that's
what was your initial
flying it out there.
That's a win.
4, I think was the
Oh.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd do it.
So, with a 30, big
learned
human
from
dude,
6.
the only team not represented, other than the one that didn't
And
have
we had
any
2 in this one.
Represent?
So, team 6 is big human dude.
I walk up to Lumen and I go, well, you won in my heart. And I take out a piece of silver and then I cast light on it and it just glows.
Oh, that is the nicest thing you could have done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
He
welcome.
goes
And
blind.
that's where Lumen stays for the rest of the campaign.
He's like this. Good.
I hope you have another character, Mike. That's all it took. Okay, so for the final bout, whoever wins this wins 10 gold pieces. Each of you get your 2 that you spent on it. If you won your little things, you get that back automatically. If you won your first round. But whoever wins this gets an extra 8 for a total of 10.
Okay.
You back?
You know.
Okay, so I only need one person to roll. So Cephas, Ghibli, Titus, you guys are all rolling. And Clonus, excuse me. And then I'll roll for the Furball Brute, and Levi just go ahead and roll for the big human dude.
You good?
Is that okay?
Yep.
Go big again. The stretch.
And as soon as he grows big, I cast reduce.
Okay, hang on. So you go big again?
Yeah. And as soon as he does, I just look over and just groans.
Okay.
Someone from the crowd's like, reduce.
Yeah. Reduce. Okay, what did the big human dude get? We'll just go in this order. I'll go first. My guy, the Furball Brute, got a 10. He throws a 10 feet. Not a great throw.
9.
Little bit less. The big human dude.
8.
A little bit less.
12.
A little bit more than both of them.
12.
The same.
22.
Spins around and then whoosh, throws it 25.
Illegal throw.
Illegal throw. Yeah.
Illegal throw was on the line.
He didn't cross the line. He didn't cross the line.
Yellow card.
Wrong sports. He used.
Okay, so remember those numbers.
He used a bowling ball, not a log.
Whoa, pretty good.
Oh god.
Dang it. Anyhow.
So my total between the two is 33. The guy got a 10 first and just got a 23. He throws farther than Titus did last round by a foot.
I just got a 22, so total 31.
Whoa. Close. So you throw identical to what
I'm 24,
Titus...
by the way, total.
Really? Oh, total. That's a bummer.
That's bad.
So 12 again. So really good. But just short of this guy. This guy's in the lead right now with, what did I say, 33. Clonus? 22. Whoa, so that's a 23 feet and then 2 22-foot shots, identical to Titus's last throw. Another 12-foot from Cephas. Nobody knows where that's coming from.
Wait, so what's it?
20.
For a total of?
25.
Whoa, so the farthest throw this round, 25, you're wrong, 25 feet. For a total of what in your 2 throws?
Well, let's see, the last one was 12, so what do I call it?
37. You're in the lead right now.
Total of 33.
33?
I rolled a 7 with my advantage.
So Titus throws the last one, and a good throw. Oh no, a bad throw. A bad throw. I'm sorry.
He didn't small as
So went 11.
Yeah, 11 feet, but the worst throw this round by a foot. And Ghibli, purely by tabulation, and 2 good throws, wins the round.
Ghibli pops off a little bit.
Yeah, he should. Ghibli, you get 8 gold. Yeah. So you get the 2 you spent on it back, and then 8.
I go small again.
I immediately go to Titus and just give him a hug that you did a really good job. And so I congratulate Titus.
I go to the guy who tied with me. Do you want
the Furbolg?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just like 6'4". Most Furbolgs are like kind of in their shell a little bit and like hunched over. Not in their shell, they don't have shells, but this one's tall, broad-shouldered, strong.
We tied. Do you want to throw one more just to see where we stand?
Sure, kid.
Do you want to put the 2 gold on the line, or you want to do it just for funsies?
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm not trying to sway him one way or the other.
Okay. So then don't worry about it. Well, this is just to see if you naturally do, though. So roll a charisma check. 2?
Gosh.
No. I'm not going to make you lose your money, kid. We can throw for fun.
Okay.
All right. I'll put a silver on it. How about that?
Sounds good.
Winner gets a silver. How about that? All right. Whenever you're ready, and you 2 throw simultaneously. You both run up to the line and chuck one of the beams, and one of the the tabulators is like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And you guys throw it out. Cephas, just after they do, you run out and throw one too. You rolled a 1?
No, I rolled 12, so plus 8. I rolled 20.
Just skewered by a log.
24 total.
Wow, this guy rolled 13. So he throws his, and yours is still going.
Oh no.
And then Cephas, throws one as well. Wait, what was your total?
Small form.
20.
20? Okay. So Titus is still winning it, even if you've been a part of it. Hey, and he flicks you a silver piece.
I hand it back to him. Like, I don't want your money. I just wanted to figure out where. I don't like there to be a tie.
Oh, because we both got the same.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, good job, kid.
Thank you.
Very
Have a good one.
impressive. Did you not even grow that time? You just did it by your you're lonesome? Wow. So he's just like watching you walk away. It's crazy to see you do that crazy thing where you grew, but then you didn't that time. He's like walks away. Kind of
He goes
dejected.
into his shell a little bit.
Yeah, he actually goes in. He turns to a regular furball, like hunches over, and he's like, "Thank you."
And
He was the one confident Furbolg, and then you ruined it.
The only confident Furbolg in the
Aunt
entire
Linda.
world. Aunt Linda.
They're not all related.
Just in this town.
Okay. Maybe in this town. All right, well done on the beam throwing. Doesn't have to be the most exciting. But
How far did he throw the beam?
Brought my own black beans, and I was just.
Do you want to act? Did Cephas bring some beans to throw just to continue the bit? You did?
Throw them to the audience.
You want to see? Beans! There wasn't a very big audience. There's like maybe 80 people here for this one.
I'm
some people
cracking
catch
up.
some beans in
I'm
their mouth.
cracking up because I'm laughing at my own joke.
Yeah, nobody gets it.
It's bean throwing.
And a couple people are like, oh, this guy.
As they just have like 5 beans hit them in the face.
Yeah,
It's
like,
just
okay.
Gross.
You're like going up to the 60 people watching, you're just chucking beans at them.
Fried beans.
Oh, no. It's like lava.
All right. I hear
And then when they look over, you're like,
Wait a minute.
and they point at poop pants.
Wait a minute. He's got a poop in.
He's got poop in his hand.
He just smiles. Those aren't beans. I did do it. All right. Ending the beam throwing. You guys stay and watch the jousting?
Heck yeah.
What do you do with the middle of your day?
I want to watch the jousting.
Oh shoot.
But
We've got other priorities.
I'd go back to my. How long is the jousting going to take?
I don't know. I'm not going to go over it. I'm just curious if you guys stayed to watch it. The jousting might take up to an hour to watch.
I fly around the city as much as I can as soap. Make a general perception check to see if I can. Cloaked figures, red scarves, crumb.
Make a single perception check.
I'll hang with
Bearded
his...
man with gray.
I'll...
Sure, make a perception check.
I'll hold his
Are
unconscious
you
body.
coming
while he's
back
doing
for the
that.
game?
I'll hold you in the stands.
Yeah, I slip up. 17.
Like Weekend at Bernie's.
17.
Somebody's like, churros, I'll take a churro, and he just falls forward. 17? 13, okay.
Vith is just like puppeting him.
Flying around the city, the two of you spend hours scouring up and down the city. You never see her, you never see a cloaked figure, nothing. Jousting goes by, you guys watch it, it's pretty exciting. You see in the jousting competition, Sir Conrad Choi, the one who dueled Ghibli, because he clearly has some sort of nobility. He does compete. I'll just see who wins, if he does or not. I'm going to give him a 25% chance. So I'll just roll a d4. I roll a 4, Conrad Choi wins.
Wow.
I rolled a 2. He's not having a good weekend. Some random guy wins, some tall, lanky dragonborn with all the pomp and circumstance, this beautiful gold-lined armor, and it's exciting. It's a fun thing to watch. You guys all get to participate. They do it a little bit like the getting the different sides of the crowd involved, and like at a Ren fair. And there's a sizable crowd, a few hundred people. But yeah, We Will Rock You is played. Heath Ledger makes a guest appearance just to say hi. Yeah.
The
But as the Joker, not as
the guitar solo.
You want to know how I got these scars? Jousting. Jousting.
What scars?
These scars. I can't see it from here. Ah. Batman. Yeah, Batman's his competitor while he's jousting.
Joker, you can't joust tonight.
The Black Knight. How did you get to this world too, Batman?
The Dark Knight, I joust.
It's not Batman. It's just a knight in black armor.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony.
I have strep throat.
And yeah, in his last downs, he got hit in the neck. So
During the draft, where's Rachel? As he,
This one's for Rachel. Where's
For Rachel.
The rest of your guys' day is spent pretty much doing nothing else, I'm assuming. Yeah. Until finally the chariot race is called for. Those of you who are participating arrive early. Those of you who are there for medical reasons arrive early. It's 2 of you, I thought, right? You and somebody else? Cephas. And you're just...
Didn't you want to do
medical? Yeah, I do medical.
But you're just being put at a station.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll just put you at the end, if that's okay.
Okay.
By the arena, which is, coincidentally at the beginning as well. All right. Arriving early, they explain to you...
Can I roll D20 for how many people I save?
no.
No.
Spiritually or physical?
You get to flip a coin if you save one or you kill him.
Not always helping, but I broke his neck.